to go. But let's dive in. So again, the players each have access to 3 restarts. That didn't count because that wasn't a map-based restart. That was a lag-based restart, and that was dumb. That it was if it's lagging for both players, like come on. All right, let's see it. So we have ooh, this is a really good map for Vertex on the north side. If he spots it, he could get a 3 shorefish pit with Shang. That's perfect. That's a perfect start. That's all you need. 3 shorefish wood pit is ideal. I mean, the wood line would be scraggly at best because it's kind of linear here, but you know, it spreads out. The re-pit isn't bad either because it's a pretty thick forest for a 1v1. But yeah, he's going to just drop his pit there instantly. Yeah, very good opening for him. He's got 2 elephants and extra berry, so very high food map. The gazelle, pushable but difficult. This ruin kind of blocks the path. But it's definitely a wallable map with a nice hill on the front here and here. It means that, you know, barracks here, you know, as he develops, if he plays defensively, this game could develop really well for him. However, I know Vertex, he's an axe type of player. I have a feeling he's going to go for some sort of axe rush. And on the other side, we have Embé with Roman in the green, and he is going to be looking... Ooh, pretty good here. That's a 3 shorefish pit. With Roman, 2 strags like this is, I mean, just as good as a wood pit. This will give him a really early wood pit on this side here with the shorefish kind of in range. He could even go over to here maybe if he's feeling bold. Try and push the gazelle to it. It's a nice map for him. A nice hill in the middle. This pit works for stone if they transition to slings, but I know these guys. This will be a club war. This will be an axe war. We'll be interested. It'll be interesting. Is it Hittite kind of OP? It comes with a very serious drawback, though, of no slinger in the tool age. And because of that reason and how aggressive you'll find the players at this level play, I just feel like well, I don't just feel like it. I think a lot of players feel like missing one of the tool units is just too big of a disadvantage, especially the unit like the slinger, which has the best staying power in the game. It's just like the strongest unit to mass. So if you're ever in a position to make a bunch of units in Tool Age, you're best making the Slinger. And on a map like Conti, where food is so abundant, but you spawn really close and it's kind of difficult to stay safe with your economy, it can be far more important to go for an early axe rush. And later, maybe you can make a few slings to kind of transition that into, you know, pushing down walls, being aggressive on the map, stuff like that, you know, ranging down fishing boats, assisting your navy against in like a one-on-one on the sea with scout ships. That one fish boat or the one slinger off the shore can, you know, turn the tide of battle there. But let's see the first elephant coming in cleanly for, oh my, and look at this. This is the Roman Delight. I call it that now because Embé loves this strategy. It's the 1 pit barracks club rush. We called this the crush for a while. People call this different things. I call it the Crush because it's a great name and it kind of destroys people. We've seen the power of this in show matches several times now, where Embé and several of his TLC teammates have been kind of experimenting with this. I don't want to say it's new, but I want to say that it's kind of making a new... Look at this. He's not going to click up. He's just going to all-in clubbers for a while here. And then see what the position lends itself, right? He's going to disrupt that early food. He's not going to let you get a dock up. He's going to force you to do something about this. And leading that Vil to its death for sure in the 2 lions will be Embé. Amazing opening already for Embé. As the second elephant comes in, I mean, Embé already knows where to go with the clubs. This is 2 clubbers. I'm sure a third is on its way. And you could see here that, you know, Vertex, these are his resources at the top. You could definitely see he's been planning on a more traditional tool age here with, you know, almost 19 Vils. Should probably consider clicking on 18 because these clubbers are coming in. So he's going to be forced to fight this and he's going to crush with crush. Here it is, boys. We have an all-in Stone Age game already on our hands. But this is interesting. It's only 3 clubs. If he could just disrupt the food, you know, he's already idling 3 Vils for 3 clubs, a 4th club. So he likes the damage he's been getting. We're not going to be seeing... Notice his economy. We're not going to be seeing a tool click soon. It's just not going to happen in the near future. He's been able to keep up in terms of Vil production, but he just straight up does not have the resources available, and he's going to trade 1-for-1 against Vils. Then he's going to lose a clubber here. Oh boy, this is really messy for Embé here, who's now lost 2 clubs for 1 Vil. He'll trade that away for 1 more clubber, but at low HP on one of his clubs means that this is kind of messy now. Granted, a Vil died here. Well, maybe 2 Vils died? No, a clubber and a Vil died for... A clubber and a Vil died for Vertex and a Vil to the Lions. Then we had 2 clubbers go down for Embé, and maybe his forward Vil got caught. Because I don't know where his forward Vil is anymore. Maybe his forward Vil died. This is kind of wild game already. This should prove very interesting. This is definitely setting a tone for the series. Definitely setting a tone for the series. His clubber is just going to knock down the houses, and this is going to be really annoying, especially when you're on 4 Vil Woodico. Losing a house every 40 seconds is just about the rate of wood income you have. So he's going to have to just spend all of his wood right now on the rebuilding. Meanwhile, at home, he doesn't have to invest that eco, so you already see that another pit up with a 4 shorefish wood pit, and that's, or 4 shorefish pit, sorry. So this is essentially going to guarantee him the tool click, which Vertex has actually afforded. So if Vertex can get some maxers out, it's going to look pretty good for him. He's building houses somewhere cheeky. Yeah, he's just building houses on the south side here. He's got a nice pit where he was able to escape. And now the big question here, the big question as to if this works is, do these 5 clubbers live long enough to do anything against potential axemen? I mean, we can see that Vertex only has 248 food in the bank. He just lost another Vil, but here's the wall off. And this is the big question. Oh, he missed! He missed it! The quick wall is going to sack an entire Vil for this. The question is Embé's tool time. Right? Like, if Embé can remain competitive in this match, then this strategy will have proven worthwhile. It would be a valid strat what he's done here. Another barracks at home. This is kind of telling me that he's on his way up. Maybe expecting to lose this, though. As the clubbers will not get into this economy. But look at it. It's only 6 villagers. Sorry, you can count. I can count. We can count. 6 villagers in there. 6! There's more clubbers outside of this wall than there are villagers inside this wall. Now, on the south side, he's got another 7. But his economy is so small. 13 pop. 13 pop, but he's making axers out of 2 barracks. He's got 1 here and 1 here. So he's going to be making axers now. This is insanity. And now the tool age is in for Embé, and so is the axer. Attack upgrade comes in. And now the big problem for Vertex is he built safe. He built to defend. Is he going to get into the economy in time? I don't think we see any wall-offs yet, so he's definitely going to be able to do damage here if he gets into the economy, but it's going to be a while. He doesn't have the axe attack upgrade, and Embé lacking the defense upgrade. Jose has now built a dock, and he's going to be building some fishing boats. Not a great dock. This is pretty far away from all of the good fish spots, so pretty tough start here for Vertex. We'll see if he's able to overcome this, because he's got to keep up repairs on this. You know, Vertex is gonna lose a barracks for sure. His TC could easily follow this if just 2, you know, slowly do it, and this is the death sign here. This slinger will, you know, just pester the Vils repairing and slowly wear them down. So there's definitely a war of attrition here, and you know, Embé's going to come out on top. Now, that being said, Vertex looking to do some counterattack damage. This is his only way back into the game. He has to kill many of these villagers because Embé is massive on the timeline. This strategy worked to perfection, I would say. This has been an ideal start. 6 raisings. He's lost 6 buildings already. Vertex just can't afford to be losing this. And now Embé, with a scout ship on the wood line, is now going to start pestering this. This looks like it's going to be the GG push. If this economy goes down, it's half of Vertex's eco. He's built a new spot here, but this is just so vulnerable as well. You know, there's the overchop. There's the house walls that you're relying on. There's the proximity to the water where the scout ship could show up. This is just a disaster zone for Vertex. This game is going so poorly for him. And now, forward villagers. Is this going to be the forward tower? No, he's just bringing them in to help bash. Oh, Vertex maybe going for the run. He's opening on the right. He's got his axers there to defend, but again, it's only 2 axers. Fully upgraded, though. The slinger spots it, though. Embé, he sees it. He sees it. He's tracking those Vils, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do with these. All 3 of these Vils are dead. As the scout ship makes it way around and gets 2 more vills. Oh, this game is so over. This game is so over. There's the overchop. There's the scout ship there. The Axers are massing, and just look at the numbers of units Embé was able to put on the field at this point. Vertex not able to deal with the disruption, the disruptive nature of the crush. The crush crushes again. And Vertex should really be calling GG now because, I mean, I'm sorry, man, but the timeline is abysmal. Oh, Pogi, that's not fair. That's not fair. So now we go into game 2 here, and here's the deal. If you miss the settings, I'll just explain it really quick. It's very simple. Loser picks the next map. Pre-civ. You just pick whatever civ you want. So basically, Vertex, does he pick Conti again? Does he go for the repeat? Does he do... What does he do here? I think maybe just change up the map. I think first goal has to be change up the map, right? That has to be a goal. Second, maybe pick like islands. Pick a slower civ. We'll see, Vaver. We'll see. Medi. We'll see. And does he stick with the Shang pick if he picks, you know, a similar map? It's pretty similar. Yamato is the choice. Sorry, I was dealing with I just want to make sure the players understood the settings. We have a bit of language barrier here with Embé. But clearance here, so that should be cleaned up here. So again, you can see the civ picks right now, guys. We have Yamato and Mace. Oh, excuse me. Gotta drink some tea. Good morning, everyone, by the way. So let's take a look. We're going to watch Vertex's start here as Yamato and see how Coastal evolves for him. Coastal is a very unique map. I think it's kind of like Inland. Coastal just has such a high level of variance, right? So much can happen in terms of the map generation. Usually in a 1v1, it comes with a crossing. So we'll see how close Vertex might be to it. It'd be closer to the center, though, and he's basically on the edge of the map, so it could take him a while to get there. It looks like he's kind of trying to delay the berry start because it's bugged. He has restarts. They know they have 3 restarts. Oh, and he's gonna find a crazy shorefish pit. Oh no, but it's blocked. It's not big enough. It's not big enough. You can maybe just drop it there and walk it. Oh, this is a shame. What a shame. This is kind of... Well, you know, it's fine because he actually pushed Gazelle as well, so this will be a good opening for Vertex. So let's take a look at the map here. Oh, and it's like a really interesting map, guys. Check this out. Check this out. Look at this map. Look at this mini map. So you have Vertex here, and Embé is in this little corner. So both players really along the edge. There's a bit of a little deep here. So, you know, a dock right there is valuable. A dock over here, very invaluable. It's weird because that's not the right word. Valuable dock, bad dock, right? And obviously there's all the fish out here, but, you know, honestly, the way I'm seeing it, this is all kind of far from the coast. This fish is really out there in the water. Not very valuable. You know, fishing boats take too long to get there efficiently. So we'll see how this map plays out. Looks like there's plenty of space here. Decently wallable map, but let's get back into the action here. Hope you enjoyed that mini-map view, if you haven't seen it yet. One of my favorite things about our channel here is that we do that. I don't know, I just think it's so cool. I wish I could draw on it. I was talking a couple days ago to Ramwi, and he was saying that I should get like a drawing tool so I can kind of draw on the game, you know? Like with lines. I don't know what do you guys think of that? Does that sound really irrelevant? Or is that something you guys would be interested in seeing? Does it seem like it'd be messy and just clutter up the screen too much? So Embé has a really good map, too. He's pushed his Gazelle. He had a close drag, so we should be seeing the timing on his storage, but I'd be interested if he placed it here, honestly. That'd be strange, though. That would be very strange. This really sucks for Vertex that his berries are bugged. This is going to basically mean no granary start for him. And it's funny, his second berry also bugged. Like, that's a slap to the face. But he picked Coastal. They should know that they have restarts. Again, you can see the restarts up here. Both players still have 3 restarts. Ooh, Earlyville coming to the left here. Getting closer and closer to Embé's base. Now, Embé may be looking to do the crush again. Mace is a civ that can also kind of do it. It's a little bit more effective because A, their scouting is better, and B, those clubbers are really, really deadly. Oh, I didn't update the score. My bad, guys. I did it backwards. I always do it backwards. Embé won game 1. Pretty convincingly. That crush was devastating. It was brutal. It was brutal, brutal crush. Embé coming out to the right here. Gonna spot how large the sea is, potentially. Maybe thinking it's a crossing game. We'll see. This is a wild, wild map. And honestly, I'm impressed with how Vertex has handled this. Yamato's definitely a civ that can deal with this pretty well. That movement speed is going to mean, you know, doing this long distance isn't as bad. These villas shouldn't even be going this way because you have a double lure coming into your base here. This is a beautiful lure. He's got to watch it, though. He's just about out of range. Good stop there. Yeah, Vertex playing really well right now. Pulling in this double lure. It's insanity. And he's able to pull this off right now. That seemed like a pretty long range. I didn't even consider that in his range. It must be like up there. There it is. And there's the click for Vertex. The question is Embé on his way as well? He's pit near the stone. He's got a pretty wallable map. If he does barracks here, he could, you know, easily do some extra berry. He could dock here. Or here. This is definitely a great dock spot. There's tons of fish there, you know. 8 fish around a dock is beautiful. And that's all within range. But no, he's going to do forward barracks. But this is much later. So Embé changing up the pace. Not going for the crush this game. He's going for a standard tool rush. Probably axers. You don't typically do forward slingers. So it's definitely going to be an axer play here. And we have just, ooh, super safe play here from Vertex. Definitely afraid of what Embé can do here. Whenever you see a barracks like this, you know it's a sign of respect to your opponent. And now it looks like he's getting ready for the wall off. I mean, I think he's looking for a big boy wall off. That's got to be the play here. Maybe not. Maybe not. He's going to run into a lion. This first clubber. That's a shame. That HP is unrecoverable at this stage. That really hurts. Losing quite a lot of that HP. And now Embé coming in with the clubber. He spots him. Again, that mace vision, it's extra vision that your opponent doesn't know. Like, they know you have it, but he can't see. He's going to just maybe look around that wall spot. Maybe not, believing that's where the villas are. Both clubbers now. Both barracks now probably producing clubs. And Vertex is going to get away with defensive slings here. And I think this works. I think this works. The reason I think it works is because I think Embé is going slings as well. So I think both players going to get away with slings. A little bit of chip damage here on both their starting clubs. As the sling's starting to get massed now for both players. We don't have a market yet for... Oh, we do. We do. Embé with the market. I don't like this barracks placement for Embé. I think it's good because it applies pressure in a different direction than his base. But I would have preferred it, you know, a little bit safer. A little bit safer if it covered part of his base entryway. Right now he's potentially exposed to Vertex just running around him. But that's not going to happen. He's going to spot the wood line. Oh, this is massive. Vertex, you just can't afford this. You can't afford this. Here comes the damage. He's going to have to retreat. Maybe even losing a villager. One villager. Ooh, 1 HP. He's going to be able to run away, though. As now, ooh, maybe getting caught in the... Don't turn around. Janet's going to try and make his way back, but it's 6 on 5? 6 on 6, it looks like. Vertex's production staggered a bit there, but now 6 on 2, 4, 6, 7. 6. Oh, 8. There he is. There he is. He's just lost track of him. Now, this is a really nice spot here. He's got the hill. If he can retreat to it, he should be able to. Taking a pretty bad fight, though. He's outnumbered and in a worse formation. And he's just going to take the fight. This is bold. He could just retreat to the hill. There's no need to take this. He's going to lose so many numbers here. This uneven fight. Maybe not seeing that there are units behind the tree here. As Vertex just going to get swept up in this fight. This is a very, very bold fight. Maybe thinking his production is enough behind this, but he's even going to get pulled. Embé, masterful pull there, pulling Vertex's entire army right into the clutches of his. And now Vertex maybe realizing he's a bit outnumbered here, going to retreat to the hill. And this is where he can actually take a good fight. Now 5 on 8, not going to be enough to defend this hill. And he's going to, you know, retreat from the hill, or fall off the top of the hill there. And Vertex, what a mess. What a mess of a start there for him. Disaster. Absolute disaster, that fight. Unless he's doing damage at Vertex Embé's base, which he's not. This just can't be considered worth it. And now the hill is seated. The hill is gone. Oh man, Vertex. With a really difficult decision there to fight kind of in this choke point without the hill. Is going to get punished now. He's given up his hill to Embé. Embé has a massive units and he doesn't. Vertex has run to this wood line and he started the dock. So the dock could be an interesting play. Opening up some fish production. Let's see, what does he have nearby? There's these shorefish and then some deep fish way out. Way out. But I don't think that's going to matter because his barracks are going down. Oh man. This is brutal for Vertex. He's getting simply outclassed in terms of that decision making. That was brutal. But let's not focus too much on that, as now Embé forcing him again, once again off the hill, and also getting into the economy very slightly here with 2 slings, but they will probably go down to the defensive units on the right side. Yeah, Embé just bringing all of his boys back and just gonna slowly take out these barracks, also pushing Vertex off of the stone. Embé got to deal with these 2 runners, but no real issues now as Vertex rebuilds his barracks. Lost villas, his lost economy, military, 20-8. That starting fight was just so uneven. Vertex vastly misjudging the edge that Embé had in the fight, and now the timeline's starting to skew. Timeline skews this early are usually pretty devastating, especially against a player of Embé's caliber who, I mean, aside from very rare moments, Embé's not a player that makes many mistakes. It's his consistency that makes him one of the best players, right? It's consistency on all maps, just understanding water maps, which is, you know, pretty rare coming from, you know, the community that played mostly land maps for the past couple years. But he's a much older player, so he really understands, you know, all the map types, because Vietnam used to play every setting, right? But they recently kind of fell more in favor of the DTKT, you know, fast bronze setting. So Embé coming in here and showing his prowess once again. Vertex on full retreat. Looks like he's had to go for some axers, which is never the play here. Never what you want to see, because it's just not going to work. Yeah, he's going to call GG. Makes sense. He lost both of his barracks and he was going to lose them again. Embé just not making any mistakes. Full on sling production. Vertex never was able to do any damage to his eco, and back at home, look at this. Already starting to farm. Not worrying about the docks. On a map like this, you could argue that a dock, you know, maybe on the north side for fish, and to try and deny the fishing of Vertex would have been a smart play, but I think just maintaining sling production is honestly his only goal at this point, and the docks are kind of irrelevant to the outcome of this match, so good play by him. 24-8, very decisive in terms of the kill count, and most of that was that early slinger battle in which, you know, Vertex just needed to not fight that. And, you know, game 3, let's see what he picks. I wonder if he's going to pick another water map, or if he'll maybe try for land. GG indeed, but I mean, that was a brutal fight. I'm always surprised when Sling Wars snowball that early. Right, Sling Wars can snowball, but when you have 2 players of this caliber fighting, I typically anticipate it to go a little bit longer. Like, you don't expect the masses to be... You don't expect it to be like 10-0 in terms of sling count that early. Like, that fight was just so Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sticking on this. I'm not trying to, berate the guy, but damn, that sucked. Jose's a pro guy. He needs to get his shit together. And maybe Medi. So Medi's the choice. So again, the settings are loser picks map, and it's just free pick Civ. And I love it. Embé's just going around. He's just picking everything. Clear. Yeah. Oh, we do have to keep in mind the berries. We do have to remember that Vertex had a very bug map. Yamato again. Okay. Phoenician, I'll be honest, guys. I prefer Phoenician on Medi to Yamato. I know a lot of players will disagree, and it's a hot take. It really is. I prefer the wood. Only noobs make excuses. Nah, that's not true, guys. Let's be nice to Vertex. He's a great guy, you know it, and he's a great player, you know it. Let's just watch the game. He made some mistakes. He had a ruin. Minnow. Okay. Minnow is probably my least favorite Civ for Medi. Other than the bad ones like Karth. Yeah, Vertex is a beast, guys. Let's see this game play out. Oh man, sorry guys. My bitrate keeps dropping into the red. I'm sorry. So if we're dropping frames or if the game looks a bit choppy, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And now we're gonna see Minnow. I really don't like Minnow on Medi. I know that's a hot take. Again, it's nothing to do with. I just think Phoenician is so much more versatile, right? Having cheaper boats is not as good as having more wood, because you can use the wood for everything. You can only use this wood bonus on the ships. And so in a situation where ships are no longer the focus, or if ships aren't the focus from the start, it's just not as valuable. And the Phoenician wood bonus is insanity. Like, it's so good. It is so good. And the restart for Vertex, not like in the Bugberry. So that's the first restart being used by Vertex. And you can see at the top, guys, we have that new feature from the Classic Cup Finals. Yamato would be a better option, I think. Yeah, I would agree. Shang is a great save. That I agree, ho. So I mean, it can work. It can work. I definitely think Yamato's better than Minnow there. The reason I like Phoenician over both of those civs is just the wood. Again, the wood bonus. And the excellent tech tree for a map like Medi. So when we do restarts, we're going to be doing the same civ. Yeah, Yamato is pretty good. I would agree. I don't think it's the best pick, though. In my opinion, I would prefer Shang. I would prefer Foe. I prefer me. Arguably Roman. But not really. Not really Roman. But the way Embé plays, Roman is always a good civ. It's weird. It's wild the way he plays that civ and still has success with that crush. Like, you have, at this point, if you're against Embé on Conti, just expect the crush. Like, he's just gonna do it. He's just going to crush. And you're going to die to it if you're not ready. I feel like the only way to fight it is to crush yourself. Yeah, it's always a good civ. Not great on Medi, but like it's just so good. like you get an earlier dock. It's one of those things where having that earlier dock matters, right? Where that earlier fish production, if you like when you're able to get it, it leads to earlier scout ship, which is almost as good as a cheaper scout ship. So like it kind of combats that the minnow bonus of the first scout ship on the map, because at some point you have enough wood to maintain your docks, and minnow can produce a little bit more efficiently with the cheaper ships. but you're still locked to the number of docks you have. So at some point you have to build another dock, and then the cost jumps so high that it's not. How do I describe this? It's not like a smooth bonus to have cheaper warships. Like it's like that resource jump is very inefficient, because if you're producing strictly out of one dock constantly, right, as you should in a sea war, right, one dock is producing constantly, right? Well, their dock is going to be producing constantly anyways, right? And so you had a second dock and they had a second dock. You know, if you can both be producing out of two docks, then what difference does it make if you have cheaper ships? I mean, I guess you're slowly stockpiling wood, but that's not a win condition. It's an advantage, but it's not a win condition. You can add that third dock sooner, which can be a win condition, but again, it's a bonus that staggers. It's not as good as Yamato HP, right? The power on the ships is, in my opinion, better. Until you get the Flood. Late game, the Flood is really good, I would argue. Vertex going to win this. Such a good start. Yeah, this is a great start. Now, this is exactly what you want to see from Minoan, right? He's got 3 shorefish and a wood pit start. This wood pit start is going to allow him to get that early dock up. And this is something that I didn't talk about with the minnow bonus, right? The cheaper fishing boats means that you can spam some fishing boats out and still get a decent barracks timing, because you have to respect slow sling play on this map, or an axe rush on this map. Both very, very possible. Now, Embé's base, super close. He's going to have a really rough berry, but honestly, this is usable, right? He's got 2 berry close and a 3rd in range, right? I mean, it's not perfect, but if he can get 4 vills there, it's fine. And with Phoenician, he's going to get a wood pit up really, really quickly. The question is, where does he put it? He's also pulled in a first elephant to help alleviate this kind of rough berry start. He's going to pull in the second elephant pretty soon. Maybe he puts his wood pit on this side to give him the slinger option with the stone and also the gazelle push. I think that's the best play for him, but we'll see what he does. We shall see what he does. Did somebody lose a vill? No. Okay. That's just a dead lion there. And now the info game is critical because, again, these players have spawned incredibly close to each other. You can see, you know, Vertex on the north side and Embé here on the south is really, really close. Really, really close. And Embé now pulling in the second elephant. But these players spawn so close together that you have to assume early pressure is going to win. In which, again, I kind of favor Phoenician to be the more aggressive early civ. Now the question is, does Vertex know? And if so, could he potentially wall this off and deny barracks or deny Axer play? If he can deny Axer aggression early, he could be just winning this game. But we'll see. It doesn't seem to be anything crazy aggressive here, and no intention towards making a dock just yet. Now, we're nearing 5 minutes, 30 seconds, so that wood pit needs to be going down. Yeah, there it is. This is a little bit late in terms of timing, but it should be okay. Phoenician will make up for that with wood over the long term. And awkward, where's he sending these vills? Oh boy, he clicked like this tree or something on accident. Where are they going? Oh, okay. Yeah. He's doing the wood pit here as well. Good. I was a little worried for him. I was like, where are these boys going on a journey? Now adding the granary is Vertex, and he's about to click on 18 pop. 18 pop is pretty dang good here. It's a pretty aggressive click, though. You know, Minnow, it's interesting. Minnow is a civ you'd expect to want to kind of be greedier with their timings because they can still afford the barracks with the fishing boats. But, you know, we'll see. I guess he wants to play super safe, really respecting the axe rush that Embé's been, you know, presenting. Every game, Embé's been hyper aggressive so far. That's given him this 2-0 lead. So we'll see. Oh, Mac Attack, he's Poggy Boy, guys. He's a known GP. Scout God, not a word I would use, Poggy. Not a word I would use. Wrecked. The house wall on the left isn't closed, and the storage pit's still exposed. But, ooh, boy, here we go. Just a full-on rush, which makes you wonder why Minnow. If you're going to do a full-out rush, you know, there's so many civs that do this better, and here's the axe rush, though. I mean, I guess the long-term plan is if this works, it works really well, right? Because he'll be able to add in the cheaper fishing boats on the top of this with a really low eco. You know, he's actually going to catch Embé off guard here. Oh. Oh. But Embé going to catch him off guard. He seems to have snuck a villain. And Vertex trying to wall this side. I think the aggression is just much faster here for Vertex. He's had a great map. Keep in mind, he had the LE start and the Shorefish Wood Pit start. This is always faster. This is always faster than a berry start. So he's gonna have the time advantage. And now let's see how this game progresses, guys. This is a really interesting point, and this is going to dictate the pace of this entire show match, right? We have a best of 9. It's a long series. Games 1 and 2, just to recount. Embé was just faster, better, stronger, right? In this game, Vertex finally has the upper hand early on in the match. He's killed 3 Bills, forcing a retreat, right? Does he maintain this lead? And the quick walls, oh my gosh, Embé is such a god, man. It's so good to watch Embé when he's like really in the zone. He's one of those players that it's like you think he's a slower player, and then you realize that he's just much more calculated. And the speed doesn't really matter that much, right? Couple mistakes here and there, but just overall very good. And let's see, can he get the quick wall in reverse? He's gonna stack Sackaville for it. I'll take that. I'll take that. Saving your eco is always the good play. And now this is where things get a little dicey here, because Vertex is going to be walling in his base. Now, Embé, will he notice this? And will he stand ground on top of the wall spots? He needs to stand ground right here. He needs to block the woodline entry. Ah, Vertex is going to finish the wall off. Embé not paying attention. This 1Xer is going to be pretty devastating, though. Full upgrade. Oh, no attack upgrade, so not the worst. Vertex is going to turn and fight with 3 early, though, so 2 Bills should go down here unless Vertex has really good pulls here. And now that Doc already chugging food into his base. An early Doc here from Embé, who can't even afford to use it. Embé barely able to keep his eco alive here as that first slinger comes out. And now this is starting to look like game 1 on Conti, where, you know, this little counterattack does not do nearly enough damage. Vertex, with the speed on this map, really showing his prowess here. This is really good stuff from him, and it looks like a pretty solid advantage. Almost 30 pop now is Vertex. And where is Embé? Where is Embé? In the dust. In the dust. Probably under 20. A Shorefish Pit, though. A lot of food, potentially. A Slinger here could end this. And Vertex didn't wall off this entire side, so that will open, but, you know, look at that, already walling here. It's kind of funny how freely... oh no, he's not freely chopping. He's freely chopping right here, though, which is kind of funny. But Embé is definitely out of this game. I mean, the odds of survival are slim to none. And here are the Axers now out on this side, so potentially able to defend here is Embé, who's got 2 Vills left in his original base and 5 Vills here, and now we're into the danger zone here for Embé. If he loses any more Vills, this is probably GG. He's kind of moving into his base again. This is a bold play. Spotted the barracks. And he's going to lose another Vill. Yeah. He couldn't afford to lose these. He's going to lose his TC. He's got the first scout ship, though. Surprised by that, honestly. I'm surprised this isn't Vertex with the first scout ship. With Minoan, you'd think 1 scout ship here instead of 2 fishing boats would be a valuable play. But there you can see that Minoan bonus. Any stockpiled wood can just go towards it, but Venetian stockpiles faster. It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting matchup. When Sin back me up, these young bloods don't respect the OG Scout Rusher. I don't know what to say, Bogey. I don't know. With OG, you mean like 26 years ago? To be fair, Faber, the 16-Ville Scout Rush did become a very popular strategy in team games. It was when scouts were way better. So scouts had a Vabra, you missed this patch, I think. Maybe you were watching, but you didn't play. But scouts used to auto attack everything they saw. No, scouts auto attacked everything, and that was absurd, right? Like basically anything in their vision that was a Vil, they would prioritize, and it was just you couldn't like you couldn't split and run, you couldn't bank. Like it was no micro involved, and this is the GG here, by the way. There was no micro involved in scout rushing. You just sent them into your opponent's base, and they would find holes. They would just run around. They would do everything. Because if you imagine you put your scout here, it sees a vill in the woodline, and it would just walk the lengths of the earth to kill it. Like it was a little bit insane. I'm really surprised that Embé's holding on here, but 2 scout ships to 1 should be the GG call, because he's going to lose his last fishing boat. The timeline is abysmal. Yeah, the scout rush can be very, very painful. Very difficult to deal with. But players got better. Like, I wouldn't say it was a noob meta, but it was definitely a meta where people didn't understand how to deal with it. The problem is, it was a new build order because, and basically people abused the cheapness of the unit compared to how it used to be to do rushes that people didn't quite anticipate. And, you know, honestly, all these axes here kind of look interesting. Sorry I'm not really casting this game, but it's been over for a bit. It was interesting because people didn't understand how to defend it because when they reduced the price, it implemented a new timing window for the unit itself, if that makes sense. Like, people could get away with that 16 Vil scout rush, and because people weren't used to it, people weren't building their bases to defend against it. Nowadays, everybody's been scout rushed way too many times to be as vulnerable. Players are much better at defending it. They understand its power, the timing windows. No. Embé won the first 2 games. I misdid the score memo. You probably asked me and I said, oh, I'll update the score, and then I did it wrong instantly. Oh, Poggy's gonna be on later. Ooh. So let's see what Embé picks. Does he go back to Conti? Yeah, it was Conti, and Embé did the crush memo. It was insanity. He did the he did like 6 clubbers. Yeah, it's okay, Momo, no problem, buddy. He had 6 clubbers in the Stone Age, and Vertex just could not hang. I'm gonna get wrecked. I haven't played in so long. Yeah, it's funny, Poggy. But yeah, Scouts basically introduced this new meta, and no one really knew how to deal with it. So as the game has developed, and as players have gotten more and more used to the Scout Rush, it's the 16 Vil Scout Rush is kind of phased out of existence because it's just no longer possible. It's just not as effective as it used to be. When people didn't know about it or know the timing or really understand it, it was worse. And also they nerfed the scout again. So that kind of, I think mostly it was mass education of how to counter it. Also mass education, also the nerf of the unit itself. So 16 Vil Scout Rush is no longer meta for that reason. Because people house wall, people do everything right now to deal with it. They do all the right things in team games specifically. I say that, it can still do a ton of damage, but you really shouldn't be dying to scouts too much. It can happen, obviously, if you have a rough time. Ooh, Persian. I want to say this, I don't know if Embé knows that he can repeat his Civ pick. Casey was really good at the scout rush, but it was like, I want to say it was a 40% win rate, so I don't know if it was that good. It was also hyper binary. Like, he didn't transition. Like, Cool does like the scout rush into boom, but Casey did the scout rush into die at home. So it was a kind of a different time, a different strategy. He's retired? Oh shit. Vertex taking some time to think about his Civ pick. It's definitely critical here, trying to sway the momentum of the match. Yamato again. I don't think he ever picked Yamato. So Persian versus Yamato on Highland. So I call this the lottery. And at first, I don't even want to look at Vertex's base because he'll be much more consistent. Let's check out the lottery here. Persian can just win the game if they win the lottery. Let's see. Let's see. Nope. The opposite. This is why you don't pick Persian, boys. Okay, his eco bonus is wasted. Guys, look at this. These 4 Gazelle are on the opposite side of the map. I guess he has 3 restarts. So maybe he uses it. Look at this. 2 Gazelle here. That's it. Persian with 2 Gazelle. There's 4 Gazelle in the middle. And then in the dead center of the map, there is a single elephant that he could lure. I'm checking the north ring. This is like the most extreme ring. This is arguably within distance. But like, he could pull it, no problem, if he had a Vil right here, right now. He's not going to get this until like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, if he spots it. And that's if he sees it. Another one. This is the worst Persian map I've ever seen. This is the worst map for Persian. This hump bonus, completely wasted. Oh my gosh, guys. That is hilarious. We're going to see the restart. I think when he spots these Gazelle are bugged. Yeah, 3 minutes for restart. He's spent a lot of time, you know, with his opening, not scouting as much. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He sees the Gazelle. Oh, no. Thing is, Embé, he doesn't abuse restarts much, but this is definitely disaster zone. Look at this. Look at this. Come on, guys. This is where I expect him to use a restart. If he doesn't, I would be very surprised. Yeah, he remembers where those Gazelle are. He's like, wait, how do I get there? Guys? Guys, anyone know how to get over this cliff? Oh, that is so hilarious. I'm so sorry, Embé, but I'm laughing at your misery. Uh-oh. 3 minutes. Tomorrow also show match. Weber, I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking every other day so we don't get worn out. Because it's a friendlier show match, I would allow Embé to call a restart right now. I wouldn't mind. I think he's stuck with it now though. He's probably not going to call it. I don't know why, because you really need those Gazelle. But you know, I'd be interested in seeing how he plays it because you know Vertex, he just has a great map. Very good berry start for him. He's pushing his Gazelle in. I would prefer the Gazelle to come in first, but this should be fine. He could just drop it a tile away. Yeah, this is a little messy because he pushed him into the elephant. A little silly there, but it's okay. If you don't know this, the elephant on the ground still counts as an elephant unit, and so it spooks the Gazelle, right? So you always want to push Gazelle first. Is this going to be a map win? It should be. If Vertex can't win this game, I don't know. But he won last game, and he had a great map last game compared to an average map. So, like, Embe's just playing every game. Like, he just doesn't... like, this is such a good map for Vertex. This is the map that Persian wants. This is the lottery you want to win when you get Persian, or when you pick Persian, right? Which is why I don't like it as much. The Persian Civ is so good if it's a high hunt map. If you don't get the elephants, the Civ loses a lot of its power. I mean, Gazelle alone are great, but even then, like, look at this. Like, this is what I mean. Like, you need the hunt. And he got it. He got the center elephant. It was right here, and he grabbed it. So he's really lucky there. How did he spot that? Very good scouting from Embé. So maybe salvageable. The hump bonus is insane, guys. Look at the speed at which he collects this with 2 bills. It's insanity. They're so efficient hunting-wise, but Vertex already on his way up at 19 pop, and there's just no way Embé's clicking yet. There's literally no way he's clicked. So it's going to be tough. Go fast bronze? No, I don't think Vertex is going to go fast bronze. That'd be pretty bold. 19 pop is his play, idling some bills. But 19 pop play here. He's scouting the map with an artifact, a villager, and another vill. He wants to do damage, and you know why he's desperate to do damage here? Because he sees 23 vills. He's aware that The economy for Embé at this point with Persian could be insane. Persian is a civ that can click up on like 24 vils. Like Persian can do 23 vil bronze basically. So there's a risk here. Obviously with Embé's map, there's no way he can click bronze here. He's just barely going to be able to skimp by a tool age this game. Where's that barracks going? Ooh, I like this. A big central barracks. So Embé going for a map control play. I don't know how this works because what does Vertex do? Scouts? 3 vills from Vertex coming to the middle of the map. This is just an all-in if I've ever seen one. Yeah, he's desperately trying to find Embé. Stable. Central stable, so really close building production typically means games end quicker. We'll see how this goes, because Embé just spotted this. He's going to see the stable and have to panic here. And notice, Embé's still not up. Embé is still not up. Oh, you know what would be crazy? It would be... Oh, there's a bow. Oh, range too. I love this play. I love this play. Not getting greedy for the double stable. Doing stable range is actually really smart because you combo scouts with archers. And that combo can kind of do a lot more damage than people are used to. The scout sling is pretty good. It's just you have to do stone as well, which early on, and you need an earlier market with that play. So that it kind of... The damage is reliant on too much for slings. Slings are pretty kind of all-in unit, whereas bowmen, you know, just bare bowmen do a lot here. Not 16 vil scouts? No, the scouts are going to be too powerful. I mean, there's like, the chance of survival heal for Embé is slimmed in on. He was just up too late. Like, this was a restart-worthy map. And we can move on. This is a pretty significant map win. If Embé somehow it spreads out well enough against scouts, I don't know. It's like the opposite of what you want to do against scouts. Against scouts, you need to stay concentrated so you can fight their power with mass. And he's spread out. So, I mean, all these vills are dead. All of them. He literally cannot beat this. So he's going to lose all of his hunters. There's no pressure on Vertex's economy. He can start farming. He's going to have... If somehow Embé lives, Vertex is going to get bronze before Embé can mass scouts, or mass slings. That being said, a lot of the units are dead now. That's 3 scouts, and the bowman aggressively here, interrupting the stone mining. Not the worst thing to get on top of, but now he's on top of the wood line, and that's going to be pretty devastating. The economy for Embé, again, he's got the granary here south of this action. And don't tell me he's done making scouts. Don't tell me Vertex is done making scouts. Okay, good. He sees that it's working and that Embé is still open, so he can just keep going scouts. He can pick off these individual slingers still. They haven't massed enough. If he just keeps making scouts, he wins the game. Yeah. This is very difficult position for Embé. Very difficult. Bowman running around the edge, just leading vills on goose chases. Bowman on the villagers. All the eco here is dead. There's 2 vills here. The wood line's still open. These berries are very exposed. Somehow, these villagers are alive. Vertex going for the wood line. Now, Embé looking to do some counterattack. I don't know if this works. You know, it's surprising. If Vertex never comes back, I mean, this eco could be pretty vulnerable, but he has 2 ways out of his base. And Embé does not have the numbers to, you know, camp, you know, this whole house wall and this whole side to ensure there's no run. And because Vertex is going to have map control in just a couple seconds, once this house goes down, this is map control. Because he can bring all of his army back. Oh, he's actually going to spot them. Everyone, he's blending in. So let's see the response here from Vertex. If you know, it's funny. I said there's no chance of a counterattack, but Embé's just ignoring his own economy, and they're all dead. Oh my. Oh my. But here's the run. I mean, this is way more damage than I anticipated Embé getting, and it's 1 vil. 1 times infinity is what? 1 times 0 is a big number? I don't know. It's still 0, right? I don't know. Never mind. I need to not do math. on stream. Let's see. Oh boy, here's the wolf pack now, and let's see the sling count again. Yeah, no way. No way does he win this. Equal numbers like this, no way. Unless there's some really awkward stuff with micro. Well, one scout will go down instantly, and there's the GG. Yeah, he sees the scout count. There's just no way you win this game. You have no vills left. So, game number 4, going way of Vertex, and that's going to tie up the series. Guys, we have a best of 9 on our hands. This game is going so... The series is going so well. Very aggressive heavy, though. Very heavily favoring, you know, all-in aggression. He wrecked the same as he got wrecked. Yeah, no, honestly, the first 2 games were really, really sad for Vertex, but now he's coming back with some real power. I'm looking for a good map for both players now. I think we've had enough of map wins in this series already, and players just not using the restarts. We have, I mean, we could potentially have had 5 restarts, and none left for this stage of the game, given how bad the maps have been. We really do like these 3 restarts per players. We like those because you want to avoid maps like Embé. Embé just did not restart there, and call it stubbornness, call it stupidity. I mean, I'm not going to choose. I'm not going to say what I think it is. Hey, Winston, I want to say thank you for keeping the competitive scene alive and kicking. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Appreciate it. Twitch Prime. In these trying times, if you still pay for Amazon Prime to deliver food to your house, why not subscribe with Twitch Prime to the channel? Sell out. I'm a sellout, guys. You heard it here first. Anybody's like Kahoda and hates doing restarts? A player that hates using restarts is a player that hates winning. Because if you don't restart a bad map and you lose because of the bad map, that was an action you should have taken, right? I mean, obviously hindsight's always 20/20 with that kind of stuff, but I think that the players we're playing, Embé and Vertex are players at this stage who know when a map is bad. Like, Small Island, I love it. I love this game so far, guys. Embé just mixing it up. Vertex saying no. Alright, Minoan is the pick for Embé. Let's see the pick for Vertex. Maybe going Minnow as well. Making a rough map work is a quality of an elite player. Well, I would argue that for team games, Soho. I would argue that for team games, I would completely agree. Well, there's a difference between trying and understanding that it's a best of 9 show match. This isn't the place to really experiment. You know, like when you're on the stage, you know, it's not the place to experiment. Do that in practice. Do that in matches with each other. Ooh, yeah. Thought I did. Small Island, here we go. So we're about to have a completely different gameplay. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, Ho. I completely agree. But we give restarts as a resource to make the games more competitive. So it's always a shame to see players... Well, yeah, but it... You're just being a devil's advocate, and I'm just going to move on. Let's see. Vertex here with an interesting match. With an interesting matchup here. He could potentially push the Gazelle through this. I don't know. This is an ugly map here for Vertex. He's going to have to do his berry start. It's a bit buggy, but it'll work. Overall, Embé's map will be better. He has walkable shorefish, which is always really good. And now we have the Civ mismatch that... So all of a sudden, remember all those things I said negatively about Minoan? On Small Islands, Minoan becomes one of the best civs, in my opinion. They can boom better. They conserve wood better. I mean, Yamato does it in a different way by having more HP per ship. Oh. Restart. So we go into a restart, and so Vertex using the resource effectively here. He had a pretty bad map. Now, Islands is a map where I would almost think not using the restart there just to see how the islands play out. I don't know. I don't know Islands well enough to say yes or no to that restart. I think I agree, though. I agree. Unusable berries. He deleted the house. Tisk tisk. That hurts. Yamato and Hittite are the best on small islands. Yeah. I would rank Yamato and Hittite as the top two. And then I'd put Minnow Foe as like the tied for third in my book. Where I think it's close enough where Minoan and Phoenician can win games against Yamato and Hittite. It's just much harder. The power on the water is the most important in my opinion, right? Like having better ships is better than having discounted ships or the ability to produce more ships with your map or quicker. I don't know. It's just weird. Let's go. Does this all look good? Yes. So one restart remaining for Vertex, and again, you can see that up here, guys. If that's not evident, it's a new feature on the stream, so I just want to explain it. There's the little restart bars here on the top. So Embé still is 3, Vertex down to 1. Does that make sense? Just so you guys all know. I keep doing PSAs. I know it's a repetitive thing to keep saying, but it's a new feature to the stream, and I want it to be very obvious to you guys what we're talking about. Buff Palmy and nerf Ramwi? Oh, Roman. I thought you said nerf Ramwi. I was like, what did Ramwi do? If you were the game developer, what civs would you buff and what civs would you nerf? Ooh. I wouldn't nerf any civs. I would nerf Sling slightly. Oh, that's true. I would nerf the... Hey, Bisu, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm excited because we can do this so much right now, and you guys are all here and out here enjoying the games, having a good time. We're going to be doing more of these. So if you guys aren't familiar, usually here's the normal schedule. Sunday show matches whenever we're not in a Classic Cup tournament, right? Because as you guys know, the Classic Cup tournament is every weekend, and it's pretty demanding of my time during the week as well. I put a lot of work into the production quality and stuff like that. So with that being said, right now we're in between tournaments for the Classic Cup. So really, I see no reason for me to only be doing Sunday show matches. And there was supposed to be a show match on Sunday, so I didn't host any. And I was like, what the heck? That never happened. That didn't pull through. So now I'm here saying I'm going to do a show match every other day. So not tomorrow, but the next day we're going to have another one. I'll set one up. Again, these aren't for money, and I hope that's okay for you guys. A lot of the reasoning is, the economy is kind of tough everywhere. Everyone's kind of home. I don't want you guys to be, thinking that you have to, pay the players here. I think it's just for fun, friendly show matches, but let's enjoy it as a community. I think that's a great way. I'll try to get different people to co-cast and stuff, and let's see what happens. Let's see what we can do in these days. I hope you guys are all staying safe with everything that's happening in the world. I know that I'm on lockdown, so I can't leave my house unless it's to the grocery store. It's kind of strange. It's a scary time, but we can make the best of it. We have the internet, and let's all have some fun together, right? Let's all have some fun together. That being said, what civs would I nerf? Oh man, that's really sad to see, Jojo. That's really sad. Nerfs. I would nerf slings. I would nerf slings. I would nerf Iron Age mace. I would completely agree. I think Macedonian Centurions are just too much of a menace. I would take away one pierce armor or like half of the the conversion resistance, right? You know how they're resistant to conversion? I would really diminish the effect of that so it's not immunity. I know it says it's not immunity, but 4 times, if you guys don't know that, 4 times, basically the priest has like a slightly over 1 second cycle that it does. It goes wololo, right? Every time it wololos, it rolls the dice. the dice roll gets better and better and better for you the more it goes. But 4 times means it doesn't happen 4 times faster or 4 times slower. It means you start 4 times below the first dice roll level. So after 4 Woololos, they finally get to the spot where every other civ starts. Right? That's why it's really, really bull, that stuff. That's so broken in terms of how it functions, and it just shouldn't be the case. But let's move on. Priest should have 750 HP. I think Priest could use a little buff, but I don't know what. I think their technology should be cheaper. Vertex going to fight C. I think everyone's going to fight C, and I think Embé's going to... Oh, Embé might go for a landing. We'll see. Sorry, I'll focus on the game. Yeah, both players just booming here. Sorry, it's been kind of a chill game. 24 pop for Embé, 20 for Vertex is pretty small. So, you know, he's up on 20 at 6:30. This could be a rush timing. This could be a rush timing, or this could be a rush on the C. You know, 3 dock. You make like 6 scout ships, and then you click up a little bit later. The problem is, he's not going to have the tool time for a bronze click. This is going to be a full tool aggression, in which, with this economy, maybe he can do 2 docks start. I don't even know if he can do 2 docks, though. Because he's going to need another food income building soon. Maybe a shorefish pit somewhere? Doesn't really have any. A storage pit there, maybe? This is really rough. Maybe he can afford a second dock. Yeah, he could do a second dock. It's just going to be expensive, and Embé might be prepping a landing. Just telltale Embé. A safe dock here indicates... Well, this is a very safe dock, and this is a very aggressive dock. So splitting the docks is always a strange play to me. It can work. It can work. It's just if you need both docks for production, like if your opponent starts applying a ton of pressure early, like here, Vertex can send 2 ships out instantly, right? And if Embé has a competitive tool time here, he's only... Yeah, he does. Where's he going to put his scout ship? He can produce 1. This dock might be too late. Market. Market, early wood chop, doubles. Yeah, okay, yeah, double dock, early wood chop upgrade, all in C. I mean, he's got some berries still, but these are going to be running out. He can maybe make like another, 5 or 6 vills after these 2 run out, and then, what's he going to do for food? If he doesn't win the water, 1 fishing boat isn't enough, you need 6. I don't like split dock, it always appears weaker to me. It is much weaker. I gotta learn more about build orders and late strategies then. It's interesting. Whenever we talk about build orders here, it's mostly about what you can do with your resource generation. This counter here has been insanely good. And now this is a weird situation for Embé to be in. He does not want to be trading 1 for 1 here, because he literally can't against Yamato. He needs to use his extra production. And see, this is the thing. This dock here is going to put him behind in army count by about 1 because of the transfer time. But he's actually able to use his docks, and we were talking about this. If he goes for the market, he can't afford 2 docks. He could barely afford it, but now that he has wood chop, he should be able to. And 2 dock production is going to be pretty good, so 2 on 2 is actually pretty good here for Embé. And now, against the Yamato bonus, it's really difficult to deal with this, and Embé is going to have to retreat with the ships, and this is a really big deal here, guys. Because losing these early scuffles? Losing these early engagements, it's kind of like a sling war. This could, if Embé doesn't play perfectly from here on out, if he doesn't keep these ships alive, this game's over. The question, wait, hold on. Before I say that, Embé, range, oh god. Vertex has to win fast. Vertex has a timer on him right now, and killing the house is not the way to go. He needs to kill the fishing boats. The only way he wins this is if he neutralizes the food income, so that Embé has a really hard time affording wood chop 2, wheel. I don't even think he has. Does he have wood chop 1? No, Embé doesn't have wood chop 1 yet, and he's on his way bronze. So here's the deal. If Vertex doesn't shut down all the food income, if he doesn't kill the fish, Embé will be able to afford too many upgrades in the Bronze Age. War Galley, Wood Chop 2, and Wheel are essential techs for the Bronze Age. And they're very expensive food-wise. And when players do this, where all of their economy is geared towards ship production, it's just too expensive. It's too expensive to afford the food. So shutting down these 4 fishing boats is critical. Well, the TC idles, you just try to bank up like 500 food. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I like to see new strategies from VM. Minnow better at CMAP. I disagree. 94 wood ships is a must. No, 94 wood ships isn't as good as better ships. Because they're not as efficient in the one-on-one. They're not. If they were also produced faster, I would agree. But you literally aren't guaranteed more mass if you're on the same dock count. And your opponent can afford redocks. See, look at this. Embé was on 2-dock military production, and so was Vertex. Who won the water? The player with the better ships, because it didn't matter that they were cheaper, right? It didn't matter that they're cheaper if you're both producing them at the same rate. As long as Yellow can keep his docks producing, he's going to win the water with better ships. That's why it doesn't matter. The minnow bonus only has an impact when you add that 3rd dock, which makes it very conditional on having more docks than your opponent, which is not guaranteed. So, just that simple law alone, like, if you consider it a law of the game, I do, maybe that's erroneous, but if you consider that, then it's not the best civ on the water. Civs that get power on the water are inherently better, because every ship they produce contributes to power on the water, whereas Minnow, it's how many docks they can produce from. There's a very strict difference there in the power, which is why Minnow is just not as good. Granted, their boom is safer, because Minoan can build those fishing boats without damaging their eco, which is why they're still a very competitive civ. I would put them in tied for 3rd with Venetian. They're very, very strong, but look at this. It didn't work. It just didn't pan out for Vertex. He did a 19 vil click, and Embé did a 28 vil click. And now we're seeing the difference here is the bronze time, and now we have war galleys with +2. So, skipped wheel, did +2 chop, and now is the time for Embé to try and take back the water with the power level and the range. The question is, will it work? I don't know if he has enough. Vertex can click right now if he built a building instead of some docks. Oh, he is. He's building the stable. He's going to click up. He could potentially do a landing with Cav if he goes onto gold, which he might not do, though. I think winning the water is still too much in the air. Winning is too much in the air. There's a 3rd dock on the south. Ho ho. Taking out one of these ships is a really good trade already for Vertex. This is a really good engagement for him, although the HP on Yamato definitely helps. Nearly a war galley in terms of HP, and once he gets a war galley, what is it, 200 HP or something crazy? Really powerful bonus, and 1 dock production here for Embé is simply not going to be enough at this stage of the game, and the food has not been shut down still, although not great production here for Embé with Minoan. And this is where, like, just look at the numbers here. Oh, these ships on the south side getting caught out. Oh, there are 2 docks here. Oh, my bad. Oh, but this is giving... Oh, this is rough. This is really, really rough. I didn't see these 3 ships. My bad. There's a lot of mass here for Embé. This game is still in the air, but Embé has to attack with both of his navies at once because Vertex has a surprising number of ships. Vertex, being in the middle, has the opportunity to single out one of the armies, divide and conquer. Napoleon won Europe with this strategy by splitting the enemy forces here, by threatening both sides at once. Ooh, this could be interesting, but Vertex coming forward. He's gonna stick it. He's fighting before bronze, but he likes his numbers here, and so do I. He's got plenty of HP on these ships. He's gonna win this. He has 3 docks, Soho. We're not counting. I already mentioned this. He's got a 3rd dock down here. He could add a 4th. He definitely has a wood for it. And doing wheel first, not +2 chop. Pretty confident there. Adding in a cavalry is a pretty interesting concept here. If he introduces a transport, which it looks like he's going to do soon, this could be pretty powerful. But coming in for the flank is Embé's other navy, and that's going to catch out these ships. And this is the danger of fighting before you get War Galley. War Galley is such a long tech. It takes like, what, 2 minutes? This is insanely bad for Vertex. These ships are trapped. These ships are trapped. They're dead. Oh, he got 2 vills, though. Very good value here. I'm surprised that Embé isn't going to chase this. Maybe he's thinking about going for the economy here. Vertex with 3 ships here to defend. He's making a transport, which is actually going to get caught. This transport could get caught out. Ooh, this is huge, especially if it has ship cav on it. No, he's not going to load any cav. Vertex, he realizes that that transport is doomed to die. But wait, this transport's doing so much work here. The extra HP, it's taking so many shots, it's going to help him sink another extra ship there. He should not have gotten that kill. And they should have focused down the war galleys, because it's not like that transport could escape. And now Vertex able to survive with his navy, but they were not actually trapped the way I thought. Embé decided instead to go towards the front line. And look at that. These 5 hurt ships could come in for a pretty big flank. Vertex is going to send 2 more ships to the left. Look to fight this well. We'll see how this goes. And here's the primary navy for Vertex on the edge here. Looking to do something. Artifact wind coming in. Wait. What? Okay, it's on the north side. Never mind. Embé versus Vertex here, and now we're really starting to see the difference between Yamato HP, fewer ships, more power. The problem is arrow count really matters here too. So we're starting to get to the point where I really do favor Minoan as well, because something that we have to consider is long-term wood. Let's see how much wood they have left. A lot of wood left for Embé, a ton. Probably a decent amount left for Vertex as well. He's got a small forest here, small here, small here. The transport being loaded with cav, and plenty of wood for Vertex as well. So wood not an issue yet, but conservation potentially a problem. And that's where Minoan can make more boats. But again, Yamato with the extra ships. Here's the landing now, and Embé is not walled yet. But here's the copies. So you can have copies in time. I don't think so. 4 cav though. This is a powerful landing right through this little hole in the forest. I didn't see that before. But the copies are out. They're improved bowman, no armor. But they do have +2 range from the upgrades. Now here's the landing, and this is potentially winnable for Embé. I really liked Vertex's position all game, but somehow he hasn't won the water, and maybe 4 docks just wasn't enough against 4 docks of Embé. Oh, but so much damage coming from these cav. But look at the improved bowmen. They're in the back here, slowly doing damage. The 1 piercer armor on cavalry, still super good against compies. These aren't even compies yet. And losing all of his mass before. Oh no, this is probably GG. 8 damage ships still. Gonna be doing damage, but Vertex is gonna take this time to win the water. While the ships of Embé miss on the coastline. But several of these cav are going down. And do we see a landing with the Vills yet? Potentially. He should be landing Vills for permanence. And now there's compies, so 11 range. 11 range compies here, and the cav are nearly dead. Embé getting pulled though. Vertex has taken this moment to win the water back. He's got the mass, and with this power level, I think this is enough to snowball. He's going to start pushing. Embé though with 4 more ships coming to defend this, but it's not nearly enough. He cannot win this fight on the sea. He has to retreat. He needs more numbers. He needs a bigger mass. The compies! Wait! The compies from the coast! Offshore support firing in from the north. Oh boy! Oh boy, this is getting spicy, boys. We have a real game on our hand. This has been an excellent fight, and here's 4 more cav. Still no armor on these compies. The food cost has got to be staggering for the production here. And here come the cav. And now the ships have won on the sea. The extra HP, way more impactful than the cheaper ships in this stage. So good. It looks almost bad for Vertex for a moment, but now it looks like he wants to close out this game. These villagers will be left defenseless. There's no navy to support now. How can he win this? No armor yet on these compies. They will just get absolutely shredded under the weight of the 10 attack cavalry. Now this dock will slowly get camped. It'll be brought down. The compies under production will get popped instantly by the scout ships, or war galley, sorry. And now here come even more cavalry, I would assume. Hello? Okay, no more cavalry. This is devastating for Embé. He just doesn't have the food in production. He never did fishing ship, and Vertex is now able to afford it. Very, very tight game here for Embé, but not going to pan out. The quick bronze play was not as good as the Tool aggression. Embé will call GG. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. Vertex taking game 5. We are up 3-2 now. Guys, wrong way. After what seemed like a super decisive 2-0 from Embé, Vertex has gone 3-0 in the past 3 games. That second landing was very hype indeed, guys. Very hype. Look at the kill count. You can just see the power there of the power of the minnow of the Yamato bonus. Power of the Yamato bonus. Minnow, though, very competitive, and you can see what the fast bronze did. Embé was just super powerful on the water there. He neutralized the game, and it would have been even. But honestly, the cab landings won the game. Disrupted the wood economy, and Embé was, you know, literally paycheck to paycheck with those dock productions. You know, guys, what do you, so I have a question about that. GG indeed, Memo. GG indeed. I have a question about this show match in particular. This is a setting that I've never done before. It's loser picks the map, but free pick Civ. Previously, we've always done loser picks the map and the mirror matchup. What do you guys think about free pick Civ? Because what I've noticed is we get diversity across the map pool because people just try to mix it up. I guess we could get, you know, someone stuck in a rut who loses 5-0 and just keeps picking Conti or something, right? Then I guess we could get maybe the same Civ every time. But in a game like this here, where our players are much more loose and, you know, they're trading blow for blow in terms of games, I think we're seeing a lot of diverse Civ picks, but good Civs. You know, we're not getting any Civ wins here, in my opinion. Some might argue that was a tough matchup, you know, Minnow versus Yamato, but I still think that's competitive. That was a very good game, right? That could have gone either way, you know, once they're both bronze, right? So I'm liking this selection. Someone needs to go Babylon or choke Karth to make it interesting. Oof. Just for intrigue. They could. They're allowed to, and there's no issue with repeats. Hill Country Shang. Okay. Hill Country Shang is the play here from Embé. Let's see the response here from Vertex. What's Civ? Free pick Civ makes it more interesting. Make winner of the previous match. Pick Civ first. I don't think it matters what Civ they pick. I don't think it matters the order. I know that sounds stupid. In the 1v1s, I don't think there's like Civ matchups per se. I just think there's good and bad. There's only one counter in this game, and it's if you can make Priest versus Karth. That's the only counter in this game. Also Greek. Priest against Greek and Karth. That's it. That's the list of counters in terms of Civ matchup. The only other the counters in quotes would be good eco bonus versus bad eco bonus. They're just different ways of getting good matchups. So Persian versus Shang on Hill Country. So I think we just mixed it up. No, Vertex picked Yamato on the Hill Country game where he rushed. Now Vertex with the lottery. Remember earlier on was it Hills or Highland, where Embé got really bad luck with the map generation and didn't get any hunt. Literally no hunt. He had 2 gazelle. And now what do we see? 2 elephants for Vertex. He's kind of pushed his gazelle away from his TC, which does hurt with Persian, but he'll be okay with this. So already, this is a very workable map for Persian, right? So he hasn't lost the lottery. You know, he hasn't, you know, lost away his life savings, his house, the car, and the dog to a bad gamble at the casino. He didn't double down. GG's and good luck to buff. Oh, thank you, Memo. Really appreciate it, man. Very cool plays here. $20. Holy shit. You guys are so nice with the donations. But we'll be doing one every other day. One every other day. We're going to have a show match. Well, okay, no promises, but that's the plan. Right. So would you say the game is in a balanced state? Yeah. Yeah. Civ-wise, yes. Almost, yes. There are 2 civs that I think are too weak, and there's 1 civ that I think is too powerful in one stage of the game. If you don't find people for show match, just ask Pilot to 1v1 computer. He never says no. Always up for 1v1s. It's true. Pilot is always up for a 1v1. There are many players who are always up for 1v1. It's all dependent on scheduling and stuff. We'll see who can do what. Yeah, Pilot versus Magma. I'm down for anything. Guys, if you have suggestions, let me know. We'll get them in here. I mean, I have no problems getting players ready to go. I can message people, set it all up, promote it, see what happens. But yeah, 2 elephants here. Let me take a look at Embé's map. Ooh, interesting start. So Shang, excellent civ. Shang is such a good civ. It basically gets the Persian bonus in reverse. It's just not as good. It's just not as good as the Persian bonus with Hunt. The thing is, the Shang bonus is much more consistent, and it's sustained throughout the entire game, right? That the cheaper vills, I mean, this bonus is so good that it's the only bonus they get. like think about that, guys. Shang's bonus is so good, it's the only bonus they get. I don't count walls having extra HP as a bonus. It doesn't matter. You either have walls that are okay, it matters. It's like 1 extra stone thrower shot, I guess. And against slingers, you get an extra 5 seconds. Like, okay, it kind of matters. One could say Sumerian is an unstoppable civ in the Stone Age. No, it's very stoppable. I've been asking Magma to re-pilot, but Magma's always sleepy. Maybe. Maybe. And there's tons of players around right now, right? We have so many players around all day. That's why we're going to be doing the show matches. Yeah, Shang, in my opinion, is just a top, like the top tier civ. For consistency. I think the benefit of civs like Persian, of course, is the lottery that you run. Which, I don't know, has he found these elephants? There's this elephant, which he's found. So he could potentially have 3 elephants in the gazelle. This is a really good start here for Vertex. He's interesting. He's stockpiled the food. But what is this? A 5.5 minute pit. It's kind of late. But same time here for Embé. Ooh, did he get the first hit? He got the first hit. Okay, but he's only at 22 HP. You can still turn this on a hill. If he runs towards this hill and fights, he could potentially win the fight. It's just really tough. You have to win it. Ooh, another hit for free there. Oh, he didn't turn on the hill. Okay, no way you win that. Now, maybe he could win on the hill still. Maybe. Shang is overpowered with no water. Yeah, Shang is an incredibly good civ. Sumerian is actually the first civ in history. Also 40 HP, still decimate 25 HP. Yeah, it's not unstoppable though. Sumerian Vil Rush, their best civ of all time, Karth, and he said any day. Karth, in my opinion, is the weakest. Babylon, I think I would give bonuses to Babylon and Karth if I could. I think Karth needs a little bit of love, and then they could be top tier. I think because Karth already has a really good Iron Age, right? Like, I don't think they need too much. I think, like, because think about what they did with Chosen, right? They gave Chosen 5 HP on Axers, right? Just this very tiny bonus. And it made them much more competitive as a civ in 1v1s. Like, this little 5 HP bonus, pretty significant, right? That's 2 shots from the slinger more. So in that matchup, in an axe rush versus slings, they suddenly become a civ that if you random them in a 1v1, it's not nearly as bad. Because they can still do slingers, and then their Iron Age is the best in the game, right? It's just, Cho Iron is still amazing, right? That's not going to change, right? So they didn't need a lot, right? Babylon, this is more of a preference. I think Babylon is the worst civ in terms of flavor. I've said this a lot. Babylon's just a boring civ. We're going to get a sling matchup, by the way. 20-19 slinger play. Slings from home, both players. I love this. I love Hill Country Sling Wars. And this is where I favor the crap out of Shang. Shang wins this every day. Shang should win this every day. And Embé, honestly, in my opinion, is a better slinger player than Vertex. So I think Embé's going to win this, personally. Now, you guys might disagree, but he's found the barracks, so that's already tons of info. Now, that being said, Embé does know where this is. I just heard the Vil die? Someone just die? Or was that just way on the other side of the screen? Trade 1 for 1. Axa for sling. Okay. The poor man have expensive catapults? Can he just lure the alley? Oh, was he having trouble with the alley? Yeah, it was Slinger. It was Slinger versus Clubber. Right, I figured it out. Yeah. It was weird because I was over here and I heard the death. Must have been this weird audio lag. I think Embé is going to win this game. Let's see the ecos, though. 23 to 24, so on, or 23 to 22, anyone's game at this point, and the elephants are going to be a huge boon. You know, but I would add a third barracks with the Ellies. Otherwise, you're not gaining an advantage with your food. Maybe he can get earlier woodchop upgrade. Now, it's hard to tell that. Let's see, does he have it yet? Doesn't look like it. No. No woodchop upgrade yet. No farm upgrade yet. Two of the, well, sling upgrades, both in, for sure. Yeah, both players have sling upgrades. It's hard to tell on the opposing side what text they have. But nope, it's literally Tool Age and Sling right now. So both players at the bare bones of their ecos right now. One thing that Persians can do with the early eco, with the early food. So this food bonus lets them constantly produce Vils better than, not better than Shang, just maybe more consistently early. Shang gets the cheaper ones though, right? So it's kind of countered. The other big thing is they can afford, with the burst food of an elephant, they can afford upgrades, like woodchop. Which, I'm focusing on all the wrong things right now, I know, but he still doesn't have woodchop. Okay, so, how does this play out? The slinger count, I think, maybe I'm wrong about this, it seems heavily in favor of Embé. But maybe I'm wrong about this. I see 6 on 6, 8 on 8, 8 on 8. Identical. Okay, identical sling counts. Better position for Embé at the start of this fight, though, getting some free chip damage on one of those slings, but I think Embé did take damage of his own. Just a little, oh, yeah, decent amount of sling damage there. So the HPs are just about dead even, and we have dead even numbers. Now, a big deal here will be that third barracks timing going down already for Embé, or Vertex, sorry. Embé out on the map doing natural hunt still, so not comfortable just with the food, and this is this defensive production. That third barracks is certainly going to force Embé back. Embé might want to fall back to a hill. Vertex with a good pull here, waking up after game 1 and 2, definitely looking a lot better with his sling micro, much more confident, taking a really good fight there, trading blow for blow. So, decent fight, even though he was a little outnumbered, and now with 3 barrack, a 4th barrack going down, so these elephants really pulling through right now for Vertex. Really pulling through for him. And now his farm count getting higher and higher. He's idling a Vil on his eco. He's got 2 there. 4 barracks now. But the fight on the hill is going to be really bad. He's going to take so much free damage here. Losing 1 sling early on. A 2nd sling will go down. A 3rd soon to follow. 4th follows. Oh, 4 for 1 already. They're 4 for 2 actually. Oh man, a great fight, but now Vertex the one with more of the hill high ground. Let's see how this pans out. A lot of free damage here on these back slings here. 3 on the back, super hurt for Vertex. 3 here going to get trapped and cut off by this cliff. And Embé dominating with that positioning on the hill. Just taking an excellent fight there. And Vertex maybe storming a hill a bit too soon without a numbers advantage. Without a serious enough numbers advantage. And now the eco count getting a little, this is weird positioning, but now Vertex still with a 1 eco lead, and Vertex all in sling production now. He's built 4 barracks and he's idling his TC, so a bit of an awkward play here. I don't think Embé's going to do that. I don't think Embé's going to idle. Embé has no farms. Embé's all natural. This could be devastating for Embé. This play by Vertex is about to be so genius. Oh, and the trap is so good. Oh, but he's got to fight with both armies. He's going to do it. This is a great trap. He's going to wipe Embé off the floor. And Embé is going to have not a single source of food. Idle, idle, idle. Idle. Oh gosh, this is a disaster for Embé. He did not do the farming transition. What is going on here? If he took better fights, I would say it's still winnable for Embé, but the fact that he just is getting wiped here tells me that no way. Four barracks, and Vertex, I think, is counting his, putting all of his chickens in one basket. He's all inning. All inning. Putting all of his chickens in one basket. Is that the saying? Oh man, this is such a crazy game, but Embé's again taking a good fight on the hill, but the higher hill and the slingers on the low ground still firing up. Going to win this fight. I think Vertex looking for a 4-2 lead here as Embé's natural food source is running out. This is, oh man. Hi Flyer, how's it going? Yeah, these are top 10 players for sure. Embé was a top tier pro in Vietnam about 10 years ago. He retired maybe 6 years ago, and then he kind of came back when DE came out. And he's always been a top player in DE. Like, he's just a great player. Vertex from Peru, very good player. Very good player. We've had an excellent series, and this show match is just proving so good. So good. But I think it's about over. I think it's about over. The food transition didn't happen here for Embé. He's now starting to farm, but it's 10 minutes late. Right? You can see Vertex with the farming. He's just in a far superior position. Even though I would say that all in on the slings there for even a minute was risky, but it paid off. If Embé had been farm transition as well and did 3 sling production but kept up his barracks with Shang, you know, we could be looking at bronze times if he had played Shang properly here. But he went for the natural food, maybe because he thought he had to against Persian. But it's just not going to pan out. As the sling mass moves forward now, Vertex spreading out, taking a pretty wide formation, going to move forward into these slings. He's going to shut down the stone. Embé now moving to wood, and he's going to have way too many on wood and not enough on food. He can only produce from 2 barracks, if that. And look at the difference in production here. This game will be over shortly. Oh! What? Fast! Sorry, green on the minimap, guys. And here's the push. Onto the farms. This is a comeback mechanic right here. Is slingers on a farmland, slingers in a wood line. This could win the game for either player now. We have a bit of a base trade. Now the mass is much higher for Embé, or for Vertex, but Embé is spread out. Embé's got his eco spread out across the map already. Vertex needs to do this, and you know, all that farm, he didn't defend his farms, and ooh, awkward fight here. Gonna lose 2 slings here. These are precious slings that Embé just can't afford to lose. And he's done nothing. He did nothing. Vertex with really good splits here. He loses 1 vil. Was it 1 vil? This eco idling, this migration. Migrations are never good, and here's the migration. Embé somehow producing so many slings. Oh, his farms are about to get cut out, though. So, a migration here. He's losing his 2nd barracks. Oh, Embé, pay attention. Embé, pay attention. Yikes. Oh, no. Oh, no. 3 vils going down at the farms. He's coming back in. Oh, he's going to spot the eco here, though. So, oh, this game is going to get really messy. Now, Embé needs to do lethal damage right now. He needs to kill all these vils, and this game suddenly is competitive. But right now, the eco for Vertex, much better. And this burst of food is going to help him produce from his barracks again. What server? We're playing on US East. It's fine. For Age 1, it's fine. We actually tried Europe, and we tried the European server, and it lagged, so we had to restart Game 1 without even playing it. So we just do the US East server. It seems to perform the best. And the Vietnamese players never seem to complain too much. I mean, they tell us when it lags, and we change server, but for now, we're good. Oh. Is this GG? This is the entire economy getting cut out. And Vertex held his eco here, although losing quite a bit. Wait, what's... Yeah, timeline. Timeline. Although Vertex's economy about to get idled again. But he's at 70 pop. He's just got slings everywhere. It's hard to track all the fighting here, but he's got armies everywhere. He got a massive army to defend this. He's able to take out the new barracks of Embé. Embé's holding on here, but yeah, he's gonna call GG soon. Once he realizes that all of his vills are gonna die in the middle. Do we see a trap? A trap? Trap? Block it. Block it. House. Block it? Block it? With the vills? No, Embé's gonna call GG anyway. So there it is. We're 4-2. This is a bow 9. 4-2. Well, we could be having game point here. Game 6. Game 7? Game 7. Wow, we're deep into the series. This is an H2. These people don't block. That's not true. People block all the time. Embé was up 2-0. Yeah. So, I mean, Vertex with a 4-0 reverse so far. Could he get the... I wouldn't call it a reverse sweep. But the 5-0 after losing, being down 2 games is pretty cool. Yeah, this comeback is pretty legit. Indeed, Goldie. Indeed. Embé should Conti if he wants to win. Yeah, I think... I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Games 1 and 2 were just so good for him. I'm kind of surprised that these other games have gone so poorly. Granted, keep in mind, Embé hasn't used restarts on a map that needed a restart. He played Islands with a Civ mismatch intentionally. What else? I know I'm making excuses for him, and I shouldn't be, but I'm just thinking about like why it's so one-sided now when it was kind of competitive early on. Like when it was 2-2, it seemed very competitive. And then these past 2 games have been kind of like the first 2 games. The last 2 games have been very similar to the first 2 games in which they were kind of wipes. And they took rough fights. He had that one really good fight on the hill where I thought maybe he could win it. But no farms? Conti it is. You were right, Weber. You were right. He knows what he needs to do. I feel like he doesn't know he can repeat. I feel like he doesn't realize the setting. I'm trying to explain it as succinctly as possible. We have a bit of a language barrier. Oh, Morik, thanks for the sub, the resub. 4 months, bro. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Where's Vertex? Maybe he needed a WC or something, so we'll give him a sec. There he is. Alright, setting up this next game. Interesting. Embé picking Chosen, so it's definitely the goal is to Axe Rush again. And Vertex taking the Roman pick. He's not afraid of the Roman. I really favor Roman here. I favor Roman so heavily, guys. So heavily. Like, I mean, Chosen can work once you... Like, if he does the crush, though... Yeah, exactly. Like Vertex can just crush him. Like, the strat crush, right? Club rush. He can do crush. Ooh. Oh. Okay. This changes the whole dynamic. Okay, so Yamato changes the whole dynamic because Yamato Vills get the same move speed as Axers, right? So here we're seeing a pretty interesting matchup, or similar move speed to Axers. Sorry, I think it's a little bit quicker. Right, because Villagers move 1.1, Axers move 1.2, Yamato bonus is 10% faster, which means they move 1.21, which means they very slightly outpace. But because Axers are always the unit chasing Villagers, every time a Villager turns, it more than makes up for the 0.1 move speed bonus. over Axers. So it's interesting. Once again, Vertex with the Bears, but keep in mind, at the top of your screen, you can see the remaining restarts. Vertex has 1 restarts. Yes, yes. Someone tell Vertex yes. I'll tell him yes. He needs to call restart here. Yeah. Nice restart. No more for Vertex. Embé still has 3. Embé still has 3 restarts. He hasn't used a single one, and he's had some sheet maps. Are the rules person who picks Civ, picks Civ first, and is therefore able to be countered? High Flyer, that's not really an issue in H1. There's the Civ counters are like very, very limited. And they're only on the bad civs because they can get countered. And they're not countered by civs, they're countered by units. Like priests, for example, counter Karth and Greek, right? So you don't want to pick Greek or Karth because every civ can make priests except for mace, right? So like you just get wrecked by someone making priests. So a civ good with priests, I guess, counters them. But you know that whatever emoji, like where they like the hands go to the sides and this face is like, I don't know. You know, it's like there really aren't civ counters. It's just, is your civ good on the map or not, right? It's more about civ on a map versus civ versus civ. Here, that could have been a bit of a play there from Vertex to pick Yamato because he picked Chosen for the Vil move speed. The move speed really keeps you safe. I'd be interested though. I don't know if he thought that deeply into it. Like, and whatever. Who cares? This is a friendly show match. No, this isn't for 50 grand. This is for honor and glory. And maybe a couple bucks. We'll see. We'll see if we start doing money as these progress. Our weekday show matches. Maybe something to look into. So currently, yeah, guys, if you're tuning in now, the plan is every other day during the week, I'll be doing show matches until Classic Cup picks up again. Vil about to die? Oh my gosh, that was way too many shots from the croc. But this is a great, great map for Embé. Look at that. Shorefish Wood Pit. 2 Shorefish. Good enough. Chosen maybe needs 3 here. It's not like you're Shang. So you maybe want 3, but you know, if he can push the Gazelle quickly enough, he'll be okay. The Vil Rush is a legit strat. Yamato can do it. That's true. People typically do that with what? Yeah, the faster moving Vils or power on the Vils. So it's Yamato or Sumerian. Assyrian as well can Vil Rush, right? So those 3 civs can really Vil Rush effectively. I'd be surprised if he did that. You know, that'd be interesting, trying to take away the power of the Chosen in... That'd be interesting to take away the power of Chosen here. Like, if you're able to do that, that'd be interesting. People don't Vil Rush with Palmy, though, because you never have enough. If you're against a good opponent, I want to see another Wonder when someone called open. Is he here? He might be asleep. It's kind of late in Japan, isn't it? Yeah, he's not here. Inca flashbacks. Yeah, High Flyer. It's definitely pretty similar to boxing, although it's interesting. Inca combos it with towers, and in Age 1, you don't combo it with anything. You straight up just go with Vils, and you chase their Vils around. There's a strat to it, and Conti is like basically the best map for it, because in Dark Age it's nearly impossible to, or Dark Age, in Stone Age it's nearly impossible to wall your wood lines. You have to house wall them, and houses are too vulnerable. If someone's able to barracks dock both sides of a wood line, like you can see, it's possible to wall this with a dock, right? Because you cover the tiles. The problem is you're relying on the house, and with only 75 HP, the house dies very, very quickly to, you know, 7 Vils. It's like 3 volleys or something. It dies so quickly. Not 3 volleys, but like it's fast. It's very, very fast. I say volleys, but they're just, you know, smacking away with their bones. Yeah, and so this is going to be a great map for Embé. You know, 2 Shorefish is always a little risky because you can see it's already running out, but he's already got 3 Gazelle. He's going to have 4, 5, and then push the 6th, and it's going to be fine. I don't like this. It's a bit too quick for my taste. I prefer a bit more staggering of the Gazelle push, but, you know, obviously in competitive games, it's a lot harder to, you know, maintain that every time. I imagine that works because you cannot garrison in TC. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's why rushing is so effective. I mean, it's why we've only had, what, 1 game in this series go to bronze? But that's expected. Honestly, when players are allowed to play the most powerful civs, they're going to be using that to their advantage. And here we have it. Vertex maybe looking for the Vil positioning, although the Vil rush at this point is a bit late, but is this happening? Oh, it's happening. But a little, yeah, it's Vil rush. It's Vil rush, or it's a pit here. Vil rush, Vil rush. A little awkward. He's got 2 in the bank. He's got enough wood for a house. He's got to build one on the way. He's going to spot the barracks coming up. This is huge. He's going to stop the crush. This is a Vil rush. It's Yamato Vil rush. It's really late. It's very, very late, but the power level here is going to be insane. He needs a house. Hello? He's building one. Okay. Usually, so this isn't a perfect build order for it. You can actually start a Vil rush much earlier, but he's already got 2 Vils out. I guess we didn't spot this. Maybe something, we had a bit of a scuffle and I missed it. Vil rush without dock. Indeed, yeah, this build order is pretty bad from Vertex. I feel like he doesn't really understand how it works. I know that sounds stupid. I think he's going to be able to micro it, though. He's an excellent player. Like, he'll do it. But he doesn't have the best plan here. He's even going to lose a Vil here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is why you go earlier. So the problem here is, how much wood does Embé have, you guys think? If it's enough for, like, 3 pits, there's just no way you win this. This Vertex. Oh, no, this is so risky. He's placed it, and Vertex could have seen that. Oh, don't tell me Vertex saw that. Okay, so there's a safe wood pit here. This is the problem. If Vertex doesn't spot this quickly, and he gets enough wood for the next wood pit, it's all over. Here's the dock, but it just feels so late. And with only a couple Vils at home, see, this is the problem. He doesn't have enough for production of either building. You need to either have an eco for a dock production in houses, or you need eco for Vil production in houses, right? So you either need 1 Vil on wood and 5 on food, or 6 Vils on wood and, you know, a house and like 2 docks, or 1 dock, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But he spotted it. This is what he needs to do. Yeah, I guess there are multiple ways to do the Vil rush properly here. It's funny, that Croc is blocking this, so he has to wait for it to expire. He's going to pick off a Vil, and he's going to watch it, though. This is going to get really, really messy. Keep in mind, the movement speed for Vertex here is going to be the power of the play. But the tool age is in. He didn't deny the tool. And this is the problem. Oh, the trap! The trap is here! Oh my god, all the villagers here are going to go down. Uh-oh. Don't tell me this is all of Embé's economy. Guys? Okay, no, he's got 3 Vils? Oh my god, but all the Vils are dead. He's got 3 Vils. Yeah, typically you need to stop the tool, because it depends on the food, though. He may have been, honestly, you know what, something about the strat is the timing wasn't as good, but the threat level was so high. Oh, and so you build a house at each of the storage pits, so you track them. Basically, now if Embé wants to double back to this spot, he's gonna have to kill the house. So he's gonna see it. Uh oh, this is GG. Am I missing eco? Okay, I'm missing a little bit of eco, but he shut down the wood. And that's the main thing. He shut down the wood income. Catching this was a big mistake by Embé. He got greedy for the shorefish. He needed to keep running. He was out of sight, out of danger. He needed to get to like here and drop a wood pit. Just deal with the migration. It's not like your opponent has an economy. It's so weird. The game is so quiet. Like everywhere you look, it's just usually there's so much more audio from like a full wood line. Couldn't Embé afford to get walls in time? Maybe. But he's gone for Axers, and food may have been an issue. Axers with armor, 3 of them on the map, and this is a game. This is the problem for Vertex with this build order. He doesn't have enough food for Tool yet. It's close, though, and Embé can't shut down the dock production, so the Tool Age will come in for Vertex. But potentially without eco, and no wallable spots, and this is a brave Axer. Valhalla, he yells, as he dies, axe in hand, dying to the barbarians. As, that was devastating. Oh no, this is his twin. He's like, I will avenge you. No, he says, I will fight off the horde. Hide the women and children, run. Vertex is coming. Because, oh boy, is this devastating. Oh, the Axis are actually still in this woodline, and Vertex? Vertex, don't tell me you too. No way. He doesn't have wood for a pit. He doesn't have wood for a pit. He's got the eco for... He could chop at home. He could chop at home. He'll be fine. I think. The Tool Age is coming, though. There's no way these 2 Axers are enough to change... Don't tell me that Embé's gonna win this game. Vertex? Vertex, no. Why couldn't Vertex have just sent his Vil home after he got like the first 7 to 8 kills? Isn't that just disabled damage? The problem is the Axers. The problem was his Vil rush actually failed. He killed Vils, but in this game, an Axer is so much more powerful than a Vil. And you can see, like, I mean, look at it's been so many hits and he hasn't done anything, but this is the wall off. Once he's able to wall this, it's... Wait, is he able to wall this? Uh-oh. The Chosen HP, guys. The Chosen HP. Is this enough? This might be enough to equalize this game. This Axer in the mix. As another Axer comes to join, Vertex has to get the wall if he will. Oh, wait, no, there's a hole. Oh, but this Axer's already dead. But another Vil goes down. Oh, no. Guys, this is such a disaster for Vertex, who does finish the wall off now. Well, he's open on the north, but he's got plenty of time. This Axer's still in here, though, causing him heap loads of trouble. This is all damage he shouldn't have incurred, and that's because the build order was a problem. Also, he didn't... Like, Embé had such a good map, he clicked up so quickly that I don't think that the Vil Rush was effective. Like, the problem with doing a Vil Rush this late is that it's so late. He's gonna have to sack more Vils for this. Don't tell me he's got plenty of stone. We can see his resources, but his wood income, he can't afford to repair this. He has to stone wall behind this, which means he loses 2 more houses, which means his wood income is still gone, and now he's starting to queue up Axers of his own. Wait. He's queuing up attack upgrade, but he can't afford a barracks yet. Oh, this is such a disaster. He's gonna be able to get one. He's gonna be able to get a barracks, but now he needs houses. Oh no. Don't tell me this is how... Don't tell me Vertex loses this. I think he lost this. The Embé's too established now. Embé's gonna start introducing docks into his economy and catch up with food. Here, oh, he's got a barracks here. I lied. Oh, yeah, these 2 Vils that snuck out. Never mind. This is fine, I think. But guys, the 5 HP on those Axers, you know what's funny? Is once he had armor, that was 5 more hits against Vils. Which is pretty significant. Green has no C and can't afford as well. I think you guys are going to be surprised by the timeline. I think you will. Look at the kills. Oh man, these 2 players are so aggressive. Oh, and 1 slinger here could be the death sentence for Vertex, who needs to make some units now. He's got Axer, but he's not going to win Axer wars against Chosen. He's not going to win this fight. Not for a while. He needs a lot more units. Now, he has the food income, but it's only 6 fishing boats. This is enough for 1 barracks, guys. Maybe he can squeeze out a Vil every now and then. But the slingers denying the woodlines? Vertex has no stone? Okay, he's got a new woodline here. Vertex needs to escape. But, I don't know. Embé has nothing else to watch. If Vertex escapes with a run here, he could win this. But if these axers get in... Oh, the slingers could get caught. Embé's so smart, though. He sees this. He's going to send 2 axers around this side. This is the opportunity Vertex needs. Run, 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 run for the hills. Run, 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 run. Maybe stay, maybe stay. Don't tell me he wants to stay here. He could go for a counterattack soon. But look at this. Embé's everywhere. He's taking out all the houses and once again housed. Once again he's housed. Another house going up in the middle. If Embé gets enough units on top of this barracks, I think it's... I've called GG once. I think I'd call it again. And Embé, now look at his eco. He's starting to flourish again. And the random axers coming in and out of the base. Killed 1, 2 vills, but... Is that nearly as good as this? I don't know. Another vill going down on the wood line to the slings, over the walls, over the forest. He can't sustain this. He cannot sustain this right now. Vertex can't. He's hemorrhaging. He's hemorrhaging HP on these vills. And it's now 4 slings. So it's 1 for every spot. Now Vertex can still try and catch these vills out. We catch the slings. If he can kill all the slings, this could work. And Embé with the first ship. Uh-oh. Boys? We have a series, guys. We have a series. We're going to be 4-3 in a bow 9. Vertex's top score. Top score doesn't mean shit in this game. I don't mean to swear, but score doesn't mean anything in Age 1. There are too many bullshit things. He's got the artifacts. That's probably half of his score. Look at this. Religion is giving him 100 points for controlling all the artifacts. Maybe exploration. Most explored he has. He had the Vil high. He doesn't anymore, that's for sure. Big battle in the middle. The Slinger's going to take the first brunt of the damage, but the Axers in the back will transition into the front line. Pretty intricate micro there from Embé, actually. Only taking 1 hit on this, 2 hits on the slings. 1 hit. He took 1 hit. That's crazy that I was able to do that. And that's the army wiped up. You know, that solves the housing crisis for Embé, for Vertex. Who's run. He's successfully run. These vills are so damaged, though, and he's completely out of stone. Look at the resource bank of Vertex. Look at this. 0, well, obviously 0 gold, but 0 stone, 50 food with 9 on it, and 80 wood with 3 on it. Because these vills just had to run. And he's losing more units. And now here's the deal. What does Vertex do? He can't win one-on-ones against Axers. Seems BM to keep playing. No, it's not High Flyer. Not in H1. Not in H1. There's redundancy in maps, and then there's hope. And at this point, honestly, if you're Vertex, there might still be hope. I think the problem is, I don't think he realizes the extent of the economy. I think the timeline... Yeah, it's like now it's starting to get a little redundant, I would argue. So starting now, I would say, depending on the vills. Yeah, these vills getting caught is when I would call GG. That's what I would call it. And this, now it's super GG. Now it's super GG. Because there was always a chance, you know, the eco for Embé is still exposed, right? So, you know, if Vertex had gotten good Axer hits in here, if he had been able to, you know, survive this a bit more... If he had maybe won the fight here, you know, there were issues for Vertex across the board. I think it all stemmed from a really rough strategy. The Vil Rush can work super well, and Yamato can do it. I just disagree with his technique, personally. I think there are many ways to do it, though, so maybe I needed to learn. Maybe I need to study Vil Rushes again, but... I mean, there's the classic way, which is 1 Vil on wood on a storage pit and 5 on berries, and you literally send the rest of your Vils. You send the rest of your Vils to your enemy's base, and Vertex is going to call GG. Alright, good. Good. We will go into game number 8 in this best of 9, guys. Could we get a game 9? Could we get it? I'm not sure. Indeed, Jojo. Indeed. Super wrecked. Maybe versus new player might be a hope, but doubt Embé is going to throw at this stage. An Axer and a Woodline. There's a law for Conti. And if you don't know this law, it's called an Axer in the Woodline wins the game. I don't care who you are, who you're playing against. An Axer in the Woodline wins the game. And on Conti, the reason that's the law is because you in a 1v1, you chop through your wood line like this. In a second, you'll chop through. You're constantly over chopping, limited access to stone because map control gets really messy on Conti. It goes everywhere. It's a very messy game. Anything can happen as long as you have army on the board. The problem for Vertex was at the end there, because of his wood situation, because Embé played it so very well, he ran out of wood, right? He couldn't maintain, production on the water or the land. Therefore, Embé started to rack up advantages, right? And when you start racking up, like, it becomes an issue, right? So at that point, there was still chance for Vertex to get there, because Embé had two economies. He had three economies. He had the dock with some fishing boats. So if he can afford a single scout ship first, then he wins. If he could get an Axer into either one of the woodlines, he could win. The berry economy near his TC that Embé was starting to go onto at the end. He gets into there, he could still win the game. There's so many ways to continue that matchup. The problem was, like you said, Embé, at that point, it kind of becomes reliant on mistakes. But there's no way to get a mistake if you don't force it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and as long as there's a shot, I respect players who continue to play. Update the score? Yeah, it's 4-3. Let's see. Who just won? Embé? So Vertex picked map and Vertex picked map. I noticed Embé grabs Shorefish Pits where Embé opts for Donks. Yeah, that could be a difference. That could also have been a difference in the Civ. Because Vertex was Yamato, so Yamato wins the water better. I want this to go to 9 games. Alright, guys, we're going to run a poll. What do you guys think of this poll? It's called... will we get a game 9? So essentially, yes. Yes. Alright, guys, poll. There's a poll on your screen. Oasis, yes. I love Oasis. It is my favorite map. There's a poll on your screen, guys. You don't type it in the chat here. You type it, you click on the buttons on the thing. And I'll close the poll in a minute. I don't have the fancy Nightbot polls. I don't care enough. I just have an extension, so it's a pop-up on your screen. So vote, think what you do. We don't do polls enough here. I think we should do more polls. I want to see what you guys think about things. Oasis is a great map. Let's see the Civ selection. Yamato again for Vertex versus Roman. Okay. This is it, guys. And this right here is a fantastic matchup. This is going to be so good. Oh my god. I'm so excited for this game. Oasis is our Arabia. In my opinion. It's a little bit worse than Arabia because it's a bit too sparse in resources for a good, clean start every game. So for newer players, it's very devastating. But let's see. Do we want to see the map before we close the poll or after? Do we close the poll before or after we see the map? Close the poll before? Okay, we'll close the poll before. Alright, let's see what we see. 47 to 53%. Oh my gosh, you guys are about as close. You guys are about as close in terms of your opinion as the score. This is great. I love this. This is a great matchup. We got to have these guys in again. Maybe next week. But we have a lot of show matches to come, guys. Let's see it. Yeah, it's getting really late for Embé, that's true. But Embe's always up late. Guys, Embé stays up till 4 a.m. Don't pity him. This is his choice. Vertex. Oh my god, that house. Vertex has no restarts. Oh no, he's gotta get a perfect Gazelle push. It's gotta be perfect. Oh my god, look at this map. He's got 3 Ellie's. I'm so hyped for this game right now. This is it. It's scouts versus clubs. It's scouts versus axe. It's scouts versus maybe defensive slings. Could be scouts versus scouts. Embé hates going scouts though. So let's see it. Scouts versus sling. Can Vertex do it? He's got the map for it. Bit of a rocky start. But here's the deal. With Oasis, the best start is actually 4 on Berry. 4 on Berry, instant Gazelle push. Maybe idle your TC for like 20 seconds. It's far superior to putting 5 on Berry. You need to dedicate an early Vil to this, and you still need 1 on Wood so you can afford the next house. It's a really delicate balance. Literally tons of food here. Yeah, this is a perfect map for a Scout Rush. Slings are OP. But look at this map. So here's the deal. Here's the deal with slings. If you want to do slings, you have to be able to wall it in and protect it before the scouts get in. No, not anymore, High Flyer. The balance has been changed. We have a very interesting matchup. Now slings are the best unit and tool long term. Because they can bust walls, they can attack. The problem is, they're very vulnerable. They don't get any armor upgrades, and both the melee units get attack upgrades. So scouts and axers can win the game against a slinger player by doing a timing. This is why we're excited for this matchup right now, is we know what we're going to see. Both players know what's going to happen. Vertex needs an excellent tool time, and he needs the slings, attack, armor up. He needs scouts, attack, and armor upgrade before Embé gets like 7 slings. If Embé can get to 7 or 8 slingers, this game's over. Now, that being said, Embé might go for an axe rush, although that is probably the worst strategy to try on this map. This map facilitates big balls of slings. Ooh, that's a weird phrasing. Big masses of slings, or very fast aggressive scout rushes, which Yamato excel at. Yamato get cheaper scouts. Yamato get faster moving Vils. So, Hunt is a little bit more efficient. These long strags, you can get the wood for the stable a bit better. So they're an excellent civ for this match. With this map, you could have also picked Persian, but you can't guarantee that you're going to get 3 Ellie's on Oasis. So it's like, this is a great map. This is a perfect map for Vertex. The question is, can he pull it off, right? All the prereqs are met for the Scout Rush. He hasn't found the elephants yet. What? Yes, he has. He'll find one elephant already. He has to be happy. He's got to watch his Berryvilles, though. They're about to run out. He could idle them. They're going to get buggy. Meanwhile, yep, this is sling play here. He's built the storage pits specifically for stone income later. And now he's moving out towards this hunt. He got a triple berry. So a lot of lucky things for both players here. Although this, maybe he didn't realize how far these were. Yeah, he's just going to pit here, whatever. So just going for the storage pit on there. He's going to have a really high food map if he spots this. He will spot it. There's the Ellie. He sees it now with the ruin. This is a good map for Embé. Here's the issue, though. Is against slings, you basically, against a scout rush with slings, the only way to play is 1 pit eco. And to explain, this is my strategy, and so many players do this as well. This is something, I learned this from Tato when he fought Soja in the Oasis tournament. He had a very unique approach, and it has since become, in my opinion, the best approach. I think he kind of introduced the idea to us. Basically, scouts are super good against villagers. The only way you can win is if your villas are grouped on one tile, basically. You have to alt-right-click to group, and then you can fight, right? So what's going to happen here is... Oh my, he missed these 2 elephants. That's really going to hurt the eco. Maybe he's saving them? Maybe not, though. There's another elephant here. He's going forward stables. Forward stables it is. Barracks coming down. Maybe he wants to go axers? No, it's just definitely It's stable. It's definitely stable. So you can't not do stables here. The problem is he going to be fast enough? He's halfway up. Embé recognizes this, is doing... He's also doing 18 pop. The timing is going to be so tight here. A clubber early to help scout. The clubber early to help scout would really help him here. There's the second barracks. The slinger play, definitely the play. Slinger defense, he's not built his barracks in the perfect spot, but on the hill it should be pretty good. He can hold right here, maybe. The problem with this placement is there's no way he can protect the slings and the tool times in. Here's the stable. Coming down right. Oh my god, smack dab on these vills. So at least 4 vills will die to scouts. At least 4. You can see armor upgrade already on the way. The stable will be completed. Embé's not up yet. Embé's now up. Let's see the timings. This is it. This is the game. This is the game. Early scouts. Have to get in. This is why you have 2 vills, though. Oh, this hurts all this time to build a stable. The first 2 slings will be out. And so it comes down to how Vertex plays it. Vertex knows the matchup. He knows what to do, right? The plan is you have to, A, kill vills. B, do not let the slingers mass. He needs to find the barracks and kill the slings. If they get the upgrade, if he gets, 8 or 9 slings out, if he can get up to 10 slingers, for example, this game could just be over. The question is, can Vertex A, do enough damage early, which he will do. He will kill 4 vills very, very early here. And B, can he shut down the sling count? It's already looking bad for Vertex. This is too slow. Too slow. And look at that. He's going to have to back off. No more damage. Another stable. Oh, he's doubling down. Oh, boy. We got a game on our hands. Let's see the walls, potentially. He's going to split his numbers, taking a little bit of damage here and there. 4 damage on this scout. He's going to back it. He's going to go through the back. He can potentially do a lot of damage with these 2 scouts. He's going to catch these vills on the right. And a single slinger from Vertex just trying to help with the damage. Vertex playing this super well. He knows he can't take extra damage here. He has to maintain HP. The wood line is a bait. Only do a little bit here. Only do a little bit. Back, 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 back. Oh no, he's trapped! No, no, no! Vertex, no! Oh, disaster. And this is why you don't go in on the wood lines. Killing 1 vill for a scout is not a valuable trade yet. No, he's got 2 more on the right, though. And Embé's gonna have to respect this. This is still good damage, potentially. No, there are 3 slings in this. Oh my gosh, this is a disaster for Vertex. Can he do it? 1 vill going down on the right. But now he's trapped his army. A sling will... Uh-oh. Okay, so now we have to see the transition. This was a total fail. An absolute failure. What did he kill? 3 vills? 2 vills? And the slings are masked. Okay, so the play, is it all in scouts? Try and take a good fight against them still? He could potentially mass enough. If he has more residual food than Embé, it could go well. But it depends on the positioning. It depends on if Embé can wall off the whole left side of his base. If he can wall off this here and then move all of his slings here, he's chasing a bit. Vertex will dive past 4 more slings here, take a lot more damage. Oh no, he's just... Oh, you hate to see it, boys, but, I'm kind of grinning here. I think we're going to see a game 9. Depends on the transition here. So he needs to get a new wood line. He needs a good wood line. Vertex does have a bigger eco. That's true. But the timeline, big issue. And now Embé's walled. He's got no wood, so I don't love Embé moving out yet. I think he should stick around this wood line. Oh. Well, another vill will go down. But here's the counterattack. Embé going the wrong way. So, when's he gonna get wood? Hopefully he saved enough for a pit. But his slings are out of position. So this is a big misplay from Embé. Look at all these idols. He's gonna keep going. Just gonna mine stone. Maybe towers? That's not good. This is bad. This is really bad for Embé. Here he goes. This is a bad fight. This is a really bad fight for Embé. This is perfect for Vertex. This is a dream situation. is all the slings being out of position. And this is a total surround. This could be a total wipe. Perfect position for Vertex. He's going to absolutely dominate all the slingers. Oh, boy. We have a game on our hands. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. If you're Embé, what do you do? He's got 6 farms? All stone? Maybe, yeah. This doesn't work. This works if he plays it right. What is this? What is this? This? He could just if he had just kept his slingers here, he keeps massing, and then Vertex can't do anything. But and now he has no wood. He's waiting for this to do damage, so Vertex leaves. Oh, tower spam, I guess? A tower spam could work, but he's going to lose all of his houses. Oh, no. Well, I don't think Vertex should tank the damage, but he might be content to, honestly, for trading houses. I think he knows that there's no wood. Now, farm's getting... That farm just got popped? Look at this eco for Vertex. So this worked really well. This worked really, really well for Vertex. So it looked really bad for him. And I'll be very honest. Maybe that's a hot take. Maybe you guys disagree. We can debate that another day. But we can both agree that this position is fantastic for Vertex. He's completely cut his opponent off of wood. Now, the counterattack is here. And this is bad. But here's the thing is the mass isn't there anymore. Like, losing half of his slingers here... Bit of an issue. Bit of an issue. Now, he could use the wood line and the berries for safety. I don't think Vertex has accounted for this yet. He's going to hide in the wood line. Embé's done a great job doing counterattack here, and now we're going to be seeing power of slings versus scouts. We're going to see this matchup here. We've seen it so many times. This is so much like a Duel in the Desert. So much like that whole tournament, which was such a good tournament. It gave us so many cool moments. This... I wouldn't say this is cool, but it's pretty neat. Oh, he lagged. Vertex just lagged out, I think. Another mask coming out. So, honestly, is Embé making this work? Don't tell me he's going to make this work. Uh-oh. He slings, though. Gonna take a fight. This time, Vertex not going to get the surround, but I still think his mass is big enough. But he's taking so much damage on the scouts, the next fight will not go nearly as well. The next fight will not go as well for Vertex here. Where's the mass? He's making more scouts again. He's running his eco. This is looking so bad, and this is the problem. If Vertex had... I don't know. I can't make any more calls about how this game would have gone. Or should have gone. I can't. I think I just need to call it. No more predictions from me. Because this fight, though, absolute disaster for Vertex on the side of the hill. And also the hurt scouts. Embé, hello. I think saying hello after Vertex said hello. Catching these scouts. So big. So big. Now... The scout production is still there for Vertex, because his farms haven't been disrupted, but that's going to be over in a hot second. Oh! The two front ones are dead already. Yeah. So 3 against 7, not a great matchup there, but big numbers here. Big numbers here for Vertex. There are the farms. Boys? Boys? Do we have a game 9? What do you guys think? I need predictions here. I don't know. I've been calling it and uncalling it. Because this is an uncall. This game is just too close. This game is too close. Vertex keeps getting these really good engagements. And then really, really bad ones. Oh, Embé going the wrong way here. Getting really baited by that one Vil. Oh no! Vertex, no! No! That might... I can't call GG yet. The economy for Vertex was so much bigger. He could afford that. Embé still doesn't have wood, though. Did Embé get wrecked on eco? Oh, he's hiding. He's just hiding. Uh-oh. Vertex with 5 vills on the run. He still has like a decent economy, honestly. He's got 6 vills on this wood line. He's got 8 vills on this, 6 vills on that wood line, and 4 on wood food there. He's losing 5 vills here compared to 4 on food and 1 on stone. Like, the problem is slingers, not scouts. It's slings. Now this mass is looking so good for Vertex now. This fight. And Embé's all spread out. Vertex likes his chances here. Embé, pay attention. He's going to be paying attention, trying to mass his units. Pull back the ones getting hit. Bring up the reinforcements. And now he's fighting with the hill in his favor. But this doesn't make a difference for this matchup. The only hill advantage is slingers here. Shooting. Slingers on the hill is better. I thought Vertex had won the Conti with the M, but this one was all Embé. It's interesting how this play has worked out. I keep questioning it, and it keeps working. A new granary going up way on the edge of the map. Vertex is doing a good job. Oh, this is a really bad fight. He can't afford this. That's the problem for Vertex, is his eco is so, you know, on-off, that these scouts are just too expensive. At 67 a pop, it's just too expensive to keep producing, even. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Embé's done a great job so far. And if he keeps finding the farms, and he finally has wood, guys, this is, the stabilization here is a really big threat to Embé, or to Vertex right now. Although the ecos are split, the damage could come in. This is a startling number of scouts. This is 13 scouts. Uh-oh. But Vertex is going to run uphill. This engagement just doesn't work. You can see why people don't like scouts versus slings. Look at the hurts. 4 of these are completely dead. Embé needs more units. You know Embé's really stretched thin here. And Vertex he's just being so safe about this slinger mass. And the thing is, the threat at the scouts is so high that Embé can't afford to spread. Oh, great fight for Embé. But maybe enough damage for Vertex. Maybe enough. Maybe he just has enough here. This is the push. This is the GG push. He's going in. He can take it. He's got enough. Embé's going to have to call GG here, I think. Wait. Was? He didn't kill all the slings. There's no eco in here anymore. 2 vills on the north. Wait, maybe... Wait. Wait. Embé, no. Embé trapped all the scouts. He trapped all the scouts. And he's got eco on the map. And he still has slings in this base. He trapped all the scouts. He trapped all... What a genius. What a genius, man. Bring the slings back. Bring the slings back. Kill the scouts. Oh my god. And he's found the eco again. Does he know he's got it? More farms going up on the edge. The thing is, Vertex has stabilized his food income now. I think to a point where the scout production is fine. 2 more vills going down. I think the timeline's starting to shift again towards Vertex. Also, Vertex can bust out pretty soon. You know, it sucks for Embé though. He trapped him, which is a good play, but in his base, which is a bad play. Another vill goes down. I mean, this is the economy for Embé. And he's not finding this. He's not finding these farmers, and this farming patch is the GG, I think. I'm calling it again. He's busted free. Too many scouts. Really well played by Vertex this game was. But, no way. That's GG. Crazy good game. Crazy good game, guys. What a matchup. These 2 players, so good. Embé not calling GG, I think because he's stubborn in this position. Wait, no. Don't tell me. Nope. No chance. GG. He's on the TC still. The slings just aren't doing it. The slings just aren't doing it. Vertex is doing such a good job with the Yamato Villas to keep pace, outrunning these slings constantly. And now, there's nothing left. Timeline's gone. Goodbye. Goodbye. And the scout count stayed high enough. Vertex, it looked really bad, but Embé's initial play there, where he ran out of his base with all of his slings and didn't have wood income, essentially, he basically said, he completely stagnated his economy when he moved his slings out. He's like, crap, there are 20 scouts outside my base, and my 20 slings are on the other side of the map. There's nothing he can do. Now the base is just being wrecked. And Embé still hasn't found this group of vills. These 5 farmers. Vertex has 32 pop to just an army of slings at this point. There are no vills left for Embé. The towers, yeah, I'm sure the towers were the big thing on everyone's mind. I don't think towers were the... well, honestly, towers here could have really saved his eco, but scouts can dive towers, no problems. Towers don't do enough damage in Tool Age. If towers did more damage, this game would be... not just this match, but Age of Empires 1 would be a completely different game. If towers were a viable strat in the Tool Age. And this is the last mass of slings. I think he lost 4 masses of slings this game. This is the 5th. The 1st and 5th. The 1st produced. The last lost. The last line of defense. I'm sure Embé's sitting on some food to rebuild vills. Yeah, scouts are really weak to archers and towers because scouts don't have, yeah, you just make slings. Why make towers if you can make slings? Do we see the vill? Do we see Adam and Eve? Or whatever you want to call them. The first human. This town center will spawn this well. This is the well of life. Is there a villager coming out? Or is this just a waste of time? There's no way... wait, I'm not missing eco for Embé, am I? Right? I'm scrolling really fast, guys, but I need to just look. This isn't Embé's eco, is it? No, yeah, it's Vertex. Uh-oh. I mean... wait, he's killing all the houses? Wait, if he kills all the houses, Embé will never make another slinger again. Wait, what's his mass right now? He's got 4, 8, 12. That's already the housing of his base. 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 8, 16, 17. He has 17 slingers. 17 slingers. That's kind of hard to count while they're moving. Yeah, 17 slings. Come on. Come on, Embé. Why? Why are you doing this to us? He really thinks he could win this. Come on, man. If he doesn't have food for a vill. I thought he came back to defend and he would like make a vill and farm back into the game somehow. I think maybe Vertex is starting to wonder if there's eco on the map for Embé. Yeah, you can see he's like, wait, is there eco that I don't know about? There isn't. I'm telling you there isn't. There's no more eco. Right? There's no eco. Although, to be fair, Vertex's base isn't looking too hot. He's got 4 on food and 10 on wood. And that's it. I mean, Vertex does not have a big economy, guys. Keep that in mind. I'm really... there's no vill here, though. He's completely... is he dead and just playing on? Oh, this is giving me a headache. Oh, that's a hurt vill. I thought he just made a new slinger. I was like, how? There's no more houses. He can't make any more units, guys, until these slings die. And he might not even have food for units. Uh-oh. Imagine being this guy. Being like chasing a Vil all day.
Pilare.
Oh man. Running from 2 slings, I know. He's taking really smart fights. Okay, he could finally attack this. Yeah, he's going in for it. He's getting the surround ready. He's in the middle of the map. Go, 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 Vertex. Go. Pull the trigger. Go. 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 This is the last mass of units. This is over. Oh, that was the moment, Embé. That was when the game was over. GG. Vertex was having issues, but it was a great game. Great game. Honestly, that was a really good match. He wanted to show us this scene as a final for the show match. It was a great series, guys. It was a great series. Sorry I missed most, but thanks for hosting again, WWE. Yep, in 2 days we're gonna have another show match, guys. In 2 days we're gonna have another show match. So the plan, guys, if you're tuning in now and you're like, what's going on? The show match just ended. It's 5-3. Vertex won the match. And I don't want to say decisive because it was not decisive. It was a very close series, very good. And so here's the deal. Because of this event, so you guys probably know how the schedule has been. It's been, we have tournaments, and then in between tournaments, we do show match Sundays, right? That's kind of been the thing for the past 6 or 7 months. There was supposed to be a show match last Sunday. I don't know. I wasn't part of that, and it's not my problem. It fell through, so I'm sorry I didn't give you guys one. But here's the plan. We're going to be doing a show match every other day when we're all quarantined. I think it's just something to help keep us, a little happy, a little interesting. I think for now the plan is going to be same time, around 15 GMT, because it works with, I think, everyone as a whole. But I'm definitely going to experiment with ones in the evening in US as well, which I know for the European audience that might be too late. And for the Vietnamese audience, that's going to be really early in the morning. But just so that, we all get something here. Because, morning time US, it's kind of become the standard for H1. It's kind of 15 GMT, 14 GMT as an opening. That's a great time to start a game. And so, again, thanks to our players, Embé and Vertex. I think you should all give them a shout out. Vertex put on a great show for us this last game. Scouts versus Slings on Oasis is literally my favorite thing to watch. This was just such a beautiful game, classic game. I think it really demonstrated how to play it. And if you guys don't understand, I think you should rewatch this and look at the fights and how they played out and what it was, what the mistakes were for Embé and what the mistakes were for Vertex, and try and see what they were and how they came to be. It's all about positioning and taking good fights. Slings, you can't allow the surround to happen on your scouts. From the scouts, and Vertex played it super well. I think the opening was really rough though. It was against, I'll be very honest, against a player like Cool. If VNS Cool were playing this position, Vertex would have gotten destroyed. I know that sounds rude, but there's no way you ever get enough scouts. The only reason this worked was because Embé made a really critical mistake. He moved out the slings. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I'll stop this. I'll stop digesting this game. We're gonna go. I'll see you guys tomorrow, but I believe I'll be streaming Age 2 tomorrow. And then the day after that, I'll be doing another show match, okay? It'll be great. Again, these aren't for prize money. It's just, community entertainment. And we're prepping. I'm telling you guys now, I'm prepping the Classic Cup Championship. I don't know how we're going to do that right now, though. We don't have any funding for it. So we'll see what we do for the championship. It's kind of sad, but we have no funding for it. A year of tournaments leading up to the grand finale, and we just don't really have anything for it. But we'll see what we can do about it. I'm excited for it anyway, regardless. It should be good games. I'm working on the format. It's not going to be mirror civ, mirror map every game. I'm looking forward to it, and I will see you guys all next time. And adios. Thanks for tuning in.